And I'm back for real this time. Because if you were here the first, yeah, of course you don't know this on the replay. There was the first one that I deleted because it's a long story. But anyway, here are my two of my favorite people of a bunch of people. But the one that are here tonight are Anna's Gameland.
Hi. Hello. um I think I need some Radaway.
Okay. And we got
and some Mentats and some Psycho to keep me awake, but happy to be here and be
yeah. I'm
yeah.
just glad you're here. Save
Yeah.
it so that way I actually have the review panel. And thanks to the awesome Clifton.
Hey everyone. Of course, but I think I'm gonna take some of that Psycho and JetX and stuff like that as well.
Let me just tweet it out that I'm actually live now. Unlike what I was before.
Could you please do that? We need to connect the radio beacon.
Yes, we do. Give me 1 second.
And we need, in order to do that, some supplies. Some, what was it? Steel. Well, you call it aluminium. We call it aluminum.
I say aluminum.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think we also need some Wonder Glue.
Oh, yes. And plastic.
Yes. Definitely.
We're connecting.
We're connecting.
Everybody, we're like the Minutemen.
Yeah, you are. You are in a nutshell.
And actually, if you're the leader, Wade, and you turn your logo upside down, it's kind of like an M with an N. So the Minutemen.
Or Neo Minutemen.
Or Midnight Men.
I'm almost done. There we go. Okay, now he's gonna.
So, is there a settlement that needs saving?
Oh yeah, Preston is not here. So
Let me do one more thing, I promise.
Another thing is, like, I keep going around and you keep planting crops and they just don't do anything with them. Come on, settlers, join in.
Yeah, exactly.
Cultivate the crops. It's good for the community.
Oh yeah, if settlers could do the work themselves, huh?
I love it. It's great.
I hate building settlements.
I never did.
It's my
favorite. I just let it all burn.
It's like playing The Sims. I love it.
I would probably love it, but I would probably need some mods to make it easier. Connectable? I don't know.
I just don't like it when I'm trying to plant things and Preston comes up to me and is like, I have a settlement needs your help. It's like, I'm trying to plant crops. Do you leave me alone? Stop with the settlement.
Let's start with, what do we want to do? let's do first. Let's do overall out of 10. Let's start there, and then we'll break it down by episodes. And there's 8 of them. Let's go with Clifton first. What would you rate it out of 10?
I gave it a solid 7.
And why is that?
I rarely give any show or movie a 10 out of 10 or even a 9 out of 10. So, for me, a 7 out of 10 is a pretty damn good show. I enjoyed it a lot. It has its issues, but overall, yeah, I had fun watching.
Anna, your turn.
I would agree. I had a lot of problems with it, but as well, like at the end, my outcome is kind of like a 7 out of 10, and I'm positive about it.
There we go. Let's do
How about you? What did you rate it?
probably a 9 out of 10. Since I just finished 4, kind of got the feel of it. I mean, there's a couple flaws, but I mean, I can overlook them. But okay, let's start with I should have done took notes when I did this, but I was busy this morning. So let's start with let's start with episode 1. What was your memorable what did you think of episode 1? Let's start off the show. We'll just go around the circle.
Okay, for me, so everyone who is tuning in.
Wait, hold on. Before we get, do we want to do spoilers or do we not want to do spoilers?
Yeah, you can't really go into what you like in an episode.
I should have said that first.
Yeah, guys, you can't talk about it without spoilers. I guess you could.
I put it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Hold on. Keep going.
Put it on the bottom. That's sort of, you actually phrased that well. I did put it on the bottom at first, and then I did not. I took it off the bottom because I really enjoyed it. I liked the introduction to the world. I loved the cinematography, the way that the nukes were dropped and the way the world ended. I loved Walton. Everybody keeps saying Walter Giggins, Walter. Even I am ashamed to say I get into that kind of thing where I can't pronounce his name right. Walton Goggins. Walton Goggins. That whole him being a has-been cowboy with his child and the nukes dropping, that was a beautiful scene. And then from that, just going 220 years later, basically, to the vault, and seeing everything is just done so well. It feels like Fallout. That first episode felt like Fallout. I still had problems with it when it came to the writing. And I know,
really?
Yeah, I did not like some of the stuff. Visually, and the way like the set design and production design was done was beautiful. But the dialogue at times and certain things didn't make sense to me.
I mean, it's so funny. I'm like, the best part was the duel. I was pulling for the duel and the dog, to be honest. The vault, I mean, the vault looked pretty, but I don't know. It was the two other characters need work, but we'll get into there later. But you gotta admit, the music was good.
Yeah. The music was
definitely
so good. Like everything about the way that it was filmed was like I'm not saying it's like perfect,
Yeah.
but it was done so well. And like, oh my God, like here you can actually see people have invested their time into like production design is you know, you have all of these Academy Awards and Golden Globes and everything for the actors, directors, cinematographers. What about the people, you know, behind the scenes, the ones who build the set, the stunts guys and girls? That whole world felt alive, and I felt alive when I was watching it in the first season. Um, but yeah, like Clifton, you have a little bit of a more so for the first episodes, I would probably say just because of that work, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. But for the dialogue and the way they introduced things, I would say it's like a 4.
Okay.
Uh,
Your turn,
yeah,
Clifton.
yeah. For episode 1, so I thought the pre-war or pre bombing was done pretty damn good. I like that. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, Goggins is an absolute great actor. Like he really carried the show. Um Going into the show and into episode 1, I wasn't sure what to think about it. And a lot of the dialogue was so cringe,
Yeah.
but like afterwards I was like, you know what, I can kind of understand the cringiness of the vault dwellers. Like they don't have normal human interactions with, the wider world. They just have themselves, and that can get kind of awkward, especially if you're like fooling around with cousins. um but I didn't know what to think of the show up until the point that Lucy had to fight her husband
I
after the wedding night. And when that started and the whole battle in the vault, that just it kind of like took me out of it. Like it was something that I couldn't hold on to, and then it was like, oh my god, this looks like Fallout. Like when you're walking around in the game and you're fighting, like heads blow off, guts everywhere, everything, and it just I was surprised by that. And yeah, I was invested at that point. And if it hadn't been like 4 o'clock or in the morning or whenever it came out, I probably would have continued right then and there.
see. I liked it. I did only it got the feel the beginning with this. I used the city like the pre-war. I never did they ever show I just never realized it was all silver. I mean, I know it's alternate timeline, but still, I don't never knew it was all silver mega. Mega.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But what was I gonna say? But it got the feel. The only downside I felt like I mean, I know what I didn't like the honeymoon part. Felt like Game of Game of Thrones almost
Mhm.
to a point. I mean it serves the point. The nice part is Lucy isn't a Mary Sue, so it's a nice brush, like a nice breath of fresh air that you don't have another Mary Sue in another show.
Oh yes, I agree. And it was like if you were
I
watching
mean,
on Twitter and
it served
stuff.
a purpose, but I feel like at the end the season ending, I'm like, so you really didn't need the honeymoon scene in a way. Like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I don't know. But there was the part that I thought was gonna be woke, and then I was watching someone while I was watching it, and I was like, they told me that it wasn't, and I went for I kind of cheated, um, on the first time through, because I was apprehensive. Is it really gonna? Yeah, you can grab for the first episode, but is it gonna turn out like every other thing that came out late recently in recent times, where it's gonna start out one way and it's gonna end out like same old. But
Yeah, but no,
so
I totally agree. Lucy, she got
I mean, it
hurt
was
and
nice. It wasn't a Ray Skywalker.
yeah, she needed saving. So definitely
I
not
mean,
a Mary Sue.
I could live with a little less saving. I mean, to just seems like I mean, I like it, but then I'm like 4 times in the matter of 5 minutes. I'm like, seriously? It's the only problem. Are you really out of Mintet, Anna?
You know,
You
I
must be
was
when you're typing.
um yeah, Lucy. Oh, Lucy. I did like Lucy. I
I mean, I still say the cowboy guy, the ghoul, is my favorite. But like,
to
kind of,
yeah, I can understand that. I did like Lucy though. And I liked the way that she was written into the show to be a vessel for the audience
Yeah.
to understand the world, to understand what's going on. And even for like fans of the games, you go into it and you're expecting things, and she's kind of like just there. You don't really care about her that much, but then you grow to care about her. And then for people who have never played the games, you go into it and it's like she's introducing you to the world. And the exposition is not, they always talk about show, don't tell. This is a perfect example of a show, don't tell.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, use your brain, listen to what they're saying, understand what's going on in the scene. You will understand it. Come on.
all right. Let's move to let's talk about we talked about Lucy. Let's talk about the ghoul. I can't think of his name right now.
Cooper.
Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper.
Howard. Todd Howard, anyone?
Yeah.
Um. So, what stood up? What was your favorite part about Cooper? Anna?
Coop was an extremely conflicted character who had a lot of depth. We started the show with him. We kind of, in a way, ended the show with him. But in the very beginning, he was a doting husband. Well, we don't know that in the beginning, but he was a guy who's a Hollywood actor. It's Los Angeles. It's the 50s, late 50s, early 60s. He's an actor. He loves his daughter, and he's kind of like a has-been. Kind of reminded me of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino, with that whole concept of like you're not relevant anymore. You're being replaced by somebody else, and so he's doing these other gigs to get money, and so very likable. And then he is like a complete different person because he's adapted to this nuclear waste of a land that he needs to survive in. And he
For
has
200
survived
years.
for 200 years, and we still don't know how. Again, it's not explained, but he is a ghoul, and he is called the Ghoul. Um, and we'll see again more depth to his story, but I just like that juxtaposition of him when he was human, and now it's kind of like he's not human. He's like a monster, but
Hold on, really quick.
he's
Just
still
so
he's still a human. He still has a lot of things which are likable. And I like that too. I really enjoyed his performance, and the fact that he was almost like a father figure to Lucy in the
yeah,
wasteland.
just so people in case you haven't seen it. Plus, there's will be spoilers, but this is. I mean, those are the three characters. In case you're like, who is it? What are we talking about?
I mean,
Those are
really,
the
it's
three.
for the it's the four characters. You can't forget Dogmeat.
Yeah, but I was gonna give in dog meat for the specific Free Week episode,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but we're gonna get there. But yeah. So what was I gonna say?
Well, we need to talk about the third character, Maximus. Like that I did not like that
I
whole
don't know. I
Steel
felt like he was.
whatsoever.
He kind of
Did-
reminded me of. Kind of reminded me of Stan for the first second.
Did we get Maximus in episode 1? I don't quite remember.
Yeah, we did. I thought we
Okay.
did.
I don't remember too, but all I remember
No, I
is
thought we did.
that like the training, and it just like I don't know. I don't like the Brotherhood of Steel as an organization. For those who do not know, they're basically the ones who think that they are holier than thou and will
They all only wanted
enforce
technology. They just want
basically,
technology.
yes, technology is bad, and we will enforce the law upon you, whether it's right or wrong, as long as it serves the greater good, where technology is not going to take over humanity.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like this version of the Brotherhood compared to, I use Fnatic 4. But we'll get into that down the line. But
Oh yeah.
is that all for episode 2? I gotta pull it up on my app on my phone really quick to remember the title. I had this all planned, and then life threw me a Hail Mary. So let me just remember it really quick.
Well, that's
My
fine.
title.
That's what the wasteland is all about. You know, you never know.
No. Oh no, I don't think we met the Brotherhood. Now that I look at the picture, I don't think we meet them yet.
No, but
No, I
this
could be
is
wrong.
the thing that I was saying before. Like, if you don't understand, you're as somebody who is, and I hate that word normie, but as a normie, quote unquote, you go into this and it's like, who the freaking hell are these people and why are
Okay,
they
give me a
like
second and I'll send it to you. Sorry, Anna.
No, that's fine. You can be the ghoul. I can be Lucy. Clifton can be
No.
Clifton already has the
Clifton
shape
can
of
be
the.
Clifton's dog meat.
All right.
Best
I'll
answer.
take I'll take dog meat. Yeah.
Yeah,
You keep going, Anna. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw that.
that's all right. But
gotcha.
yeah, like with the Brotherhood, like people, there's no explanation. It's just a whole like a military like in the middle of nowhere all of a sudden, and they're
I
like,
don't get why it's California.
I because it is set in California.
Yeah, but we'll get into that part and down the line. Because that has to do with. But what do you think of the dad? Back to episode 1 because I just thought of something. What do you think of all the vault people, like the quote unquote family in the vault?
I hated them. I wanted to murder all of them.
Even the brother, the brother was like, I thought he was gonna turn out
for him, the
turn evil.
brother, like Norm. He was the most intelligent out of everyone, but everybody else, they were just so like when you go to like a cocktail party or something and everybody's being so fake and so nice and smiling and whatever, and you just want to stab them in the eye like that Raider did with that blonde chick.
Yeah.
Send it to you.
Yeah. The other Walt dwellers are
the only one. Hey, the only one that I actually liked was the blonde. Is the blonde besides Lucy?
She had a funny she had a funny moment definitely during the fight where she just the fork was still in her eye and she just picked up the machine gun and was just going ham. It was funny, but
the problem is if you play the games. Now I've done that. And I'll probably do it on a playthrough, but you wouldn't do that in real life. But carry on.
Well, no, I mean, in general, I viewed this show as a game. So funny things like that you can put up with. Yeah, the brother's kind of cool. In episode 1, I actually liked the father. He seemed like a good father figure. Protecting Lucy but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was like a typical TV dad. If it was real life. Okay, Ryan, since you're here, what did you think of the first episode?
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, well, hello to everybody. My bad, dude. I goofed the time. I thought it was like in another like 50 minutes. Yeah, no, I actually liked the first episode. I think it was great. It showcased how most of the time, most likely how a Fallout game kind of starts, right? It's one of those things that life is seems to be good, but there's this war going on. We don't know, and then all of a sudden the bombs drop. And it's just like the chaos ensues from there. And then of course, when you pick up, life is for the most part, life is good again because you're in a vault and things are wonderful. And it's like there's a deep seated undertone and the vaults are kind of campy too because this is basically kind of like taking the 1950s into 2077 or 2219. I liked it. Was it perfect? No, 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 not even close. But it was.
We can go into spoil it. I put the spoilers tag on the bottom.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
I mean, I think it
So
started out good.
what do you think of who's your favorite out of the two that we first meet out of the four? Were you team Ghoul? Team Cooper. Were you team Lucy?
I'm gonna say that I'm more on Cooper's side only for the fact that he's a more experienced actor and he chews scenery like it's going out of style. He is so good in this role, and he seems to have enveloped himself in that, and that's why I think it's awesome. I'm not going to discount Lucy at all. She makes up perfectly the typical vault dweller who comes from a vault that has not faced strife or struggles or anything like that to where everything's just okie dokie, as she says, and so they play the opposites so well, and I think that's they're probably the two best characters going forward.
Okay. What was I gonna say?
Well, you kind of like asked everyone, but what about you?
Yeah.
What's your
I was, the only thing that I just realized, I don't, I mean, I totally was gonna say this, but I was like, the daughter, I'm like, it seems weird that you haven't seen the daughter unless they're saving it for future, but it still seems weird, you know? And the of Cooper's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see her in the first scene when the bomb drops, and you don't see her at all. You would think if she was a ghoul, he would have stayed together. I don't know, but anyway, well, that'll get down farther the line. But I like the dad he was good for what it was. Not my favorite. I was more Cooper in the whole Cooper thing than the other. Um, but
also a
uh,
phenomenal actor.
no, he was fine. But I'm
Okay,
saying
I'm gonna go off topic here. Pronounce his surname, please.
who Cooper.
Kyle, the actor. God, go ahead.
I mean, do
I'm
you,
not
do
even.
you
I'm
know
not
it?
even gonna.
Because I don't.
I don't know. I'm gonna butcher it, so I don't know.
McLachlan.
Oh,
No.
McLaughlin.
I'm just gonna go with that. Whatever. I'm
That's
not
what it
even.
is. Yeah.
I'm not gonna make a clip out of that for me.
Kyle McLachlan. Yes.
Well, Anna, way to throw people under the bus.
Yeah, he no, I think I mean we've all, I don't know if we've all seen him in the Dune, not the latest Dune, but he was good in that, and then also Twin Peaks.
Never
Amazing
saw it.
in Twin Peaks.
I mean, go ahead, Anna. Sorry.
He's got that kind of like cult little like following, and every time he's on screen I'm like, oh my god, awesome. When I saw him and he was like that whole scene in the first episode where Lucy's kind of like wide-eyed and that adrenaline is kicking in and she's saving her brother Norm, and she's like going to the little whatever bunker thing, and he comes up and the dude, her groom, what was his name, Monty?
I was so happy when he died.
I was so happy too. And do you know what? He drowned him in a pool of pickles.
So you're talking about I'm kind of I have the. I mean, I don't know who else they would have done, but they chose the perfect casting. And you, before we get too far, I just wanted to spend a little knowledge. Did you realize who this is? What he's been in? Stupid ab.
No.
Her brother's
What?
been in a few things, right?
I have it pulled up right here.
Yeah, no, he's been in a couple of decent hits. I saw his resume where he, so no, he kind of seems to keep elevating himself.
You know what? I totally forgot. I mean, I haven't seen this in forever, but I didn't realize he was in this.
Well, that one I didn't know. That's a great movie, though.
Yeah. But stupid ads.
Please don't talk to me about nachos. No.
No more Doritos?
What if you had nacho cheese Doritos and you put nacho cheese on top
No,
of them?
stop it. No. Nope.
You're gonna do it now, aren't you?
No.
I didn't know.
No. One bag left. But yeah, I didn't
One
eat-
back. Wow.
She had like 20 this morning.
No, I heard about the Doritos. Trust me, I heard about the Doritos.
You guys probably, you three are probably older, obviously, but I remember he was in this.
Yeah, my sister watched Hannah Montana. I didn't really.
No.
But
My, how Disney stars go down quick.
Yeah, hey, he, as far as compared to the rest of them, he seemed to.
Oh no,
compared to most of them.
not him. I'm talking about the Miley Cyrus.
No, I know.
She's doing better though. She's doing better. Shout out to her. So
But that's how I totally forgot till I looked it up. I'm like, why does he look so familiar from my childhood? I'm like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was fun to see. But yeah. All right. I got it. So what do you before
touched
we?
on everybody apart from Dog Meat. Gotta address.
I know. Hold
dog.
on. We're getting there.
That's
I'm saving
episode
him
2,
for his
though.
whole episode. So what? Okay, since Ryan's the lore master, what do you think of the? as far as lore?
No, he isn't. I am. Sorry.
Okay.
yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to argue with that analysis there. What did you
Okay,
ask though?
let's do the Ryan thought on lore versus Anna's thought, and then we'll get on the episode 2 before we get too far.
I think it sticks to the lore
I should have
pretty
planned this.
well. There are some scathing issues. The big one, the whole 2277 date. I'm not going to, since we're not there yet. It's a scathing date, and it
You're
has
talking about when the bomb dropped.
yes. So basically, Shady Sands, it alludes to the fact that Shady Sands was nuked in 2277, which is 4 years before the events of Fallout New Vegas, where the NCR is still having a lot of bureaucratic similar problems to our own government. Is still a unit, but it's spread very thin. Um, they're I have no issue with the destruction of Shady Sands. I did in the beginning, but the date is still kind of a glaring issue. It's a
I mean, I
massive
can
glare.
look. I can look now. I can look past it. I mean, yes, of course, it's going to be different, but compared to Halo, where my thought was for Halo would be like closer to the lore than it would be for compared to what other video game stuff is besides the Mario movie.
Hmm.
I can look past. I mean, it's probably from the point of view too, but I mean, I get where people like the video game diehards are gonna be like, no, that breaks lore here, there, and there. You know, so I just see where I get where you're coming from, but from my point of view, it's like no different than someone could say something happened on this day and then write it down in a history book, and then someone else could say it totally different.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I get, like I said just now, I see where people, I can see that, but to me, it's like a nothing burner. I mean, technically, it's not big deal, but it's not like compared to, it's not like you're taking a word for word out of lore. What compared to like what? It's not like EU Star Wars versus the sequel
Yeah.
trilogy to me. Whereas major, that's a bigger deal in my eyes compared to this. But I could see if you're a diehard Fallout series, that's where you could. That's probably where your mindset's at. But anyways, carry on. I didn't mean to derail there.
No, you're good, man. No, it's I don't think it. I don't think it. It doesn't hurt what I like about the show. It's just an issue that I hope they address because it is kind of a for me personally, it is a broad issue. But Anna, what do you think about the lore? Because you know a lot about the lore. Well, I think the majority of us do, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Anna,
Well, again, going back to like New Vegas,
hey
right?
Cap, there is before we get. I know there is going to be spoilers. I know I talked about it. The spoilers. There will be
Yeah.
spoilers, but just in case you don't forgot about it, carry on.
Yeah. New Vegas. What was it? So Shady Sands was 2020-77, right? Which they had on the chalkboard in Vault 4. In New Vegas, it was 2020-81. And so, like, when you say again, like, the destruction, what is the NCR? What is the Legion? What is the Enclave? These are
Yeah,
things that
why did they
he,
not bring up the Enclave? You would think they would have brought it up unless they're saving it for a major
but they
part.
will do. It's only 8 episodes. This is something I
Yeah, I
keep
know.
saying. You can't put everything into 8 episodes. You just
Well,
can't. as long as the canon is true in the storyline, even if like somebody said who was one of the original Tim Kaine creators, you drift from the canon from game to game. As a developer, as a creator, you have to do that. You do that in a TV show. Jesus Christ, like, what do you want? At the end of the day, you want everything to just be new. You want a New Vegas show. That's what you want.
Okay.
You don't
Like
want
you're talking. Wait, you're talking to the person that never played New Vegas but just finished 4. No, I've heard of it.
how
but
dare you
I'll get-
even play for? How dare you
Really?
even play
Really?
it for?
We're gonna go down that road.
Yeah.
What's wrong with 4?
Well, apparently, if you play Fallout 4, you're not a real fan.
Well, that's just stupid.
Oh wow.
I will elaborate though. The Enclave actually is in the show. That's actually the scientist.
Yes, I know. I just thought about that.
So-
But
We'll get that. We'll
because
get there further
because
down
they have the outfit, they have the uniforms, they have the energy weapons. It is and the Enclave ultimately is the remnants of the U.S. government, which was
Yeah.
paired with Vault Tech. So no, and yeah, so no. As for the I the lore definitely drifts from game to game. I mean that is there's no joke between that. I mean that's it's very spot on. I mean because obviously, and Fallout's always been a little campy. It's just you know, I guess where I struggle a little bit too is that the remnants of Vault 4 are the remnants of the people who lived in Shady Sands. So where I give it a little bit of leeway is that it shows the fall of Shady Sands, say in 2277. I'm thinking they're alluding to the start of it, and then as the arrow goes to the bomb, maybe they're still trying to figure out what the official date is. Some people have kind of like kicked away from that because they're like, well, the rest of the board doesn't allude to that. And I was like, well, the board's incomplete. So, but and that's where I was coming from.
yeah, I think Anna shared a video with me. Was it yesterday or something? Where Todd Howard and Nolan were interviewed, and they basically said, yeah, like there is more time between the fall of Shady Sands and the bomb. So
See,
I mean,
and yeah, that's what I initially thought it was B2.
yeah. So I mean, the bomb could be after the New Vegas game.
Hey, to be fair, I was never hoping this would be a word for like a copy of any of the games, like New Vegas or anything. Anyways, I was just hoping it was going to be better than Halo.
Well, definitely better than Halo.
No, I know. I'm
Wow.
just
Low
saying,
bar, dude.
but you
Yeah.
like, I saw the trailer. I'm like, okay, the look and the feel is right, but I don't know what the story will be. But anyway, let's move on to episode 2, titled "The Target."
Mm-hmm.
This is where we get introduced to. I can't think of his name. I know it's told.
Maximus.
Yeah, Maximus. Now, before we get too far, I don't see the. I want your guys' opinion. What do you as? I can't think of the weird
Well,
haircut.
I don't. The one thing I don't like the Brotherhood of Steel, and therefore I don't like Maximus. I think he's annoying, and I just want to punch him. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I do empathize with his struggle. One thing I again have a problem with: he was in Shady Sands when the nuke was dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And the Brotherhood kind of took him in And that's again backstory, which I think is going to go completely 180. Knowing Nolan, he's going to change it. And again, Howard and Nolan are not the ones writing the show. Nolan is directing. Howard is there as like an overseer. The two
But
people
no
who
pun
are the
intended.
showrunners. The two showrunners are, God, I don't even know who they are.
I don't know. I don't know.
So,
I
so
watched the
like
show and I
two,
loved it.
like, some girl and some dude, and they're the ones, and they're like so enthusiastic about Fallout, and that's one thing that Howard and Nolan are saying is you can't freaking do everything in 8 episodes. You need to tone it down. And
Yeah,
so
you're right. You're right. You're right.
what are Gavin, Gail, what is the Graham? What are their names? Have to give them a shout out as well because everybody's talking about Howard and Nolan, but it's actually those two people who are running the show.
I'll look it up. Yep, give me a second.
Well, they definitely seem to know how to build the world of Fallout to feel like if there was going to be a live action Fallout, it's kind of how it would feel. And I know that some people who don't understand.
Wait, hold on. Who are you? Are you talking about written or the writers or the?
showrunners.
Trying to figure it out. Keep going. Sorry, it was on IMDb. Looking it up as you were talking. Keep going. I'll look it up while you're talking.
So the world of Fallout has always been a little off. It's there's moments where it's super serious, it's kind of almost actually grotesque, and there's also moments where it's very campy. And that's one thing that I noticed that people who kind of loved it understood, and that some of the people who didn't, they didn't understand that because they're like, and I watched so let's just say this, I watched parallel people in our sphere, one of them being like
I don't
going
want to be.
be
I
like,
don't
well,
want names per se, but
yeah, no, be like going, no, I've be like going, something about, I can't remember what they said on the show on Tuesday or whatever. Be like going, no, that's just stupid. I've played the effing games, and I'm like, well, you don't seem like you have, because you don't understand how the world is built. I guess maybe you played the games and you don't like them, like, or you played only one of the games, because Fallout has been campy since Fallout 1. It got real campy during Fallout 2. But Fallout
only
2 is also 3 times a bigger game than Fallout 1 was. So it's like, it's one of those things that you know, it fits perfectly in my opinion. Now, look, there are some things that, it's okay to be like going, well, this didn't play out the best, but I think ultimately it's a pretty big win on this one.
now I don't. The only thing that's missing as far as what I saw before we get on to episode 2, where I don't see the campiness unless they're trying to get it through, put it into the vault, but I still don't see it.
Mm.
No, see
maybe
the
I'm missing
campiness
it.
when Lucy literally is the most. Come on, she comes into
No,
a
okay,
conflict
sorry. I
situation.
mean, no. What I'm saying is, okay, for Fallout 4, you have the Brotherhood, you have the Institute, and you have the Vault. You
Yeah,
have the
but
Force. So you have the
that's
Vault.
again a
Hold on.
completely different story, though. That's
But
a
I'm just
different
saying,
feel.
I'm just saying, if there should be 4 fractions, is what I'm saying. In a nutshell. For the
Well,
vault,
Mhm.
we definitely well, technically we actually kind of did get 4. Obviously, the vault dwellers kind of stand on their own because they're what
Yeah.
everybody wanted to be. We get the Brotherhood of Steel. We get a glimpse of the leftover enclave, which seems to have rebuilt itself after the
Better.
events of you know, and and on top of that too, we also get what's left of the New California Republic, which again,
You do have the 4, so I don't know where people are saying they aren't the 4 fractions. We only have 3 of the 4. I don't know where they're getting that, but anyways.
well,
Carry on.
I think a lot of the big criticism is they're saying, well, the NCR has been destroyed. Well, the main government has been destroyed, but the ideology, what the NCR of the old world values of the United States of America was founded on is still there. And obviously we see that towards the end. And I've said this several times that when there's that moment in the show in episode 8, that big moment about, I don't know, I think it's like 25 minutes in or 30 minutes in, that big moment where all of a sudden there's a new hope for the actual wasteland, which you get in almost every game. There's only one flag flying. It's tattered and torn, but there's only one flag flying, and that's to allude to now it's time for what had previously fallen to rise up again and to be better than it was before. So I can see where some of the grumpy people are coming from, but I feel like they're being a little too grumpy. It's only been 8 episodes. It's one season. We're already getting a season 2. They've already announced season 2.
no.
That's how big of a hit it was.
Okay. Let's start with get back on quote unquote topic. Episode 2. Let's go. I'll go first. I don't mind Thaddeus. I don't mind Maximus. The only one that I don't like is I don't know if it's the guy or
The Squire?
No, I'm talking about the one.
Oh, the friend?
I want to say Dan is what I thought the name was, but I'm trying to remember right off the top.
Are we talking about the character that got picked first before Maximus, his friend?
No, we're talking about the weird haircut. I'm not talking about Thaddeus. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, Dane or Dan. I don't know.
Dane or Dan. I don't know.
The
Paladin Dance is such a dick in Fallout 4. I hate him.
He is a dick, yeah.
At first it was like I thought it was, I don't, with everything nowadays, I'm like, I don't even know. I would just let it slide. So that's one of my nitpicks. But that's just me. But I don't mind it.
Just to make it clear for everyone, are you talking about Maximus and his friend who got the promotion and then got the boot with the razors?
Yeah.
I think. Oh, hold on. I'll give you a name. Just give me a second.
I would just like to say real quick for the record, Anna, another settlement needs our help.
Oh, fuck off.
I mean, you're the only one wearing power armor here, so I mean, you get to go first.
You get to clear out the settlement and please set up a broadcasting.
Oh God, it's bringing back
Beacon.
memories.
Yes.
I liked Fallout 4. That was my biggest gripe. For anybody who's wanting to play Fallout 4 in the future, just know there is a mod where you can, after you set up certain settlements, and which I set up all the settlements, but when they kept needing my help, I was like, that's what I'm done. And I turned the mod on, and you don't get that ever again. It's like,
Oh, really? You gonna tell me how to do that? Because I just kill.
yeah, you
Well.
just well, depending on the platform, yeah, I'll message you, man. So
I
I'm
think
not
on,
gonna.
on PC
I'm not
there's a
gonna.
mod where the settlers build the settlements themselves.
no, it's
Yeah.
better.
But you realize I have it on Xbox, just so you know.
You should be able to get the one that I had where you can turn it off, because that was on PS4, which PlayStation was very much the first one to be like, oh yeah, we're not doing mods. And then all of a sudden, for Fallout 4, it's like, oh, there's mods. They're
Yeah.
limited, but you can find mods. So I guess, look, I'll confront the elephant in the room. The non-binary friend didn't bother me.
That's what I was trying to get to. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just an nitpick, but that's just me being mean.
I mean, it's
I'm gonna be-
definitely. I think what you're going for, Wade, is it's definitely checking certain boxes, but
Yeah,
and then
that's what I was. That's why
Yeah.
I was kind of felt like it was. I was sped through it because I'm like, please, I don't want to get all my hopes up just for it to be good, and then next thing you know, it's gonna go woke on
Yeah.
episode 3. I mean, it never did to me, but that's why. I mean, you know what I'm saying. We already did Rings of Power, then we did Wheels of Time. I'm like, are we gonna have a good show, or are we gonna be like one of those other, one of the other two?
I'll
Before.
say. No, go ahead, Clifton.
Oh
That's
well,
it.
I was going to basically just say, like, yeah, they had that person in. It didn't bother me. Uh they didn't lift that person up beyond everyone else.
No,
Yep.
And
that's what the
they
nice
didn't. Yeah,
I
and they
agree.
didn't make sure that you knew that person was possibly,
Yeah.
they, them, or whatever they want to call
Yeah.
themselves. And so that was fine for me. And even later on in the show, instead of lifting that person up, they turned that person into a coward.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the show is definitely not woke.
And
I was just
Maximus-
worried from the standpoint of with everything like before Fallout, I was like, are we really gonna have another one that get all this hope up and then we just get sequel trilogy on us again? So that's why it was just a nitpick that never really was really major in my book, but it's just like had me on edge before I started watching it.
No, I feel you, man. It was
Yeah.
It was one of those things too that I saw it and I was like, all right. But in that episode, I think Maximus only refers to said character as they, like, once. It
Yeah,
wasn't
I
something that
missed-
was shoved down your throat. Also, too, I did like the fact that the character was a good friend of his, and they seemed to have a solid friendship. It's like, and I thought that was kind of cool. Like, because he's kind of down about himself because he came from Shady Sands, and we saw what happened. It kind of killed his family.
Yeah.
And she was a good friend to him. Like, when he didn't believe in himself, she kind of like rib him a little bit, and give him a hard time and kind of like lift him up. And so even though, yes, there was that element of, okay, but it wasn't overwhelming. It was
I
actually
didn't
the lack
see
thereof.
that element whatsoever.
Yeah, I
at
didn't.
All
it's not
so
as big as I thought it was going to be. but-
Maximus was in that situation. He wants to be in the armor, right? And this is something that you also want to do in the game. So every
Oh, yeah.
single character, like, what are you willing to do to get into that armor? Like, I hate being in that armor.
I
know
love it.
you love it. Yeah, I know you love it. I would just travel around with dog meat with a pipe pistol or a 10 millimeter or a shotgun.
So you're saying don't
like I
So,
don't
oh,
want to
wait.
be in the armor. I don't.
So you're telling me don't, if you see a wild Anna in the wasteland, don't take her off, or else she's gonna have dog meat attack you. Is what you're trying to tell me. Am I wrong?
Well, that's my play style. They're giving different play styles through
Mhm.
different personalities and characters. Maximus has that play style that I want to be in there, and I'm gonna do everything possible to be this like dude, just like you, Wade, shooting everybody with the what do you call it? That gun. Jesus, they had a really good scene when they introduced the ghoul.
I
Not
can't
the
think of it.
attack, the freaking jet gun
Yeah,
that
I
just
can't think of the name.
Oh,
stuff.
no, it's the one that uses scraps, right? It's the junker. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Junk
Junker
launcher?
or whatever.
Something like that, yeah. Which is
I
cool because it uses junk to shoot at your face.
yeah,
Oh, was
like
that the scene with
that-
the doll leg shooting out?
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, like in the games, you can do that, but it's catered to how you want to play. That's not something I would ever do. It's not my play style. I'm more of like a shotgun to your face person.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, same. I have agility up pretty high. So power armor just won't do.
Yeah.
Kind of a
Okay.
combination of
Is
all
there
of
any
them.
other? Is there any other stuff for episode 2 that we want to get into?
Well, I mean, episode 2 really just
Michael
gave
Rappaport
you
gets
more
killed.
of the world. Like it explained a little bit more of what's going on. So it wasn't really action heavy. It wasn't, but yeah, we got one of the best characters ever introduced, Dogmeat.
Who?
Yes.
in
Who's that
episode 2.
again?
Dogmeat?
Oh, dog meat. I thought you were talking about the professor. Sorry. Never mind.
No,
Well,
I do not.
I didn't hear it completely.
Yeah, no,
No
the,
problem.
the scientist was actually, it was interesting to see how the Enclave was using the dogs, and then of course he kind of took a liking to one of them because maybe he wouldn't have passed the initial. Okay, so the Enclave is psycho. I'm sure most of us here know that, but in
Mhm.
case anybody rewatching that doesn't, um, the the Enclave in Fallout 3 decided to try to domesticate death claws, and they did successfully. So you would run across Enclave soldiers, and they'd release this death claw in a cage, and it would start to maul you and not them. So the Enclave is psycho. So it would make sense that they would harness dogs. The dog's awesome. I love the fact that they use like the whole lunging scene too, like going. I think that was incredible. Yeah, no, the dog meat character. I mean, it's dog meat. Who doesn't love dog meat?
Oh yeah.
I like the little town or settlement or whatever you want to call it. Actually, it looked like it looked accurate.
Billy?
To
Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy?
Yeah.
Yep.
It just screamed Fallout.
Yes.
Wait. Oh wait, you forgot about the bear attack or the feral bear.
Oh,
The Yawagwai.
Yeah, whatever.
I half expected a death claw to be in there, but it was a Yawagwai, which still works.
yeah. And our favorite actor.
We find out that Michael Rappaport is the one who's underneath the power armor, and he dies.
Yep.
which I have zero issue with. I feel like they told him like going, yeah, dude, you're gonna be a jerk, and just play it all the way through. And I gotta
So
give him
he didn't
credit. He
really
did.
have to act there.
He's still very much a
I honestly, when that scene happened, I was like, what the hell is going on? Because he's running away and he's like, fuck, 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 fuck. And I was like, what is this? Is this a comedy? And then all of a sudden, like, we see his face and it's him. And I just burst out laughing.
yeah.
And when Maximus, like, he's being really not nice to Maximus. And I'm like, I don't, I completely sympathize with you and empathize with you, dude. Like, fuck that guy. I wouldn't
Yeah,
save him
Yeah,
either.
right?
Yeah, let him die.
Yeah, he sucks, and also at the same time, he's a coward. He doesn't deserve that armor. You know, the Brotherhood of Steel, for all their faults, they're famous for the fact that the paladins in the armor are not afraid. They're pretty much fearless, and they're willing to give their lives. And I I kind of equated the whole fuck thing like going to like stumbling upon the quarry in Fallout New Vegas, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of death claws, and you're like going,
Right.
"Oh, you know," and you're just like running because you didn't expect it. But who walks into a radiation cave without your freaking firearm? Are you drinking? But I guess it just goes to show his incompetence as as a character itself. He didn't last long, so whatever. And
Okay, let's go to. Is that all? Did I miss anything for episode 2 as far as spoilers?
just one last thing from me. I like the fight scene between Cooper and Maximus. One of my favorite lines is he's like, "You drive that thing like a shopping cart," and it's like because you can see the fact that Maximus is extremely inexperienced. And then
Yep.
he's like, and then he says, he's like, the first thing you do, you read the instruction manual, and it's like, and he takes him down. Now there's some people who are like, well, plot armor, because later on, you find out there's a flaw in the power armor, but it would make more sense later on for it to be for Cooper to exploit that flaw than against Maximus, to where it's like he realizes he seems to be a noob. He doesn't know what he's doing. But I
Yeah,
think
and there was a moment later in the show where I had the feeling like uh Cooper had basically forgotten some of the things that he
Can I
remembered.
say
That
one thing
for,
really quick?
sure.
Can you? I'm gonna mute for. I gotta go do something really quick, so I will be back. So just after you're done, start with the next episode. Okay, I'll be back. I can hear everything, but I just gotta mute really quick.
yeah, no
Okay.
problem, man.
Okay, yeah. So there was one point in the show where I thought Cooper had forgotten basically a lot of the things that he lived in his former life, because he's been alive for over 200 years.
Yep.
So naturally you would forget some things. But there was like this one moment where he like, wait, hold on, there was something like I think maybe like around the time when he figured out who Lucy might be, when he heard her last name,
Hmm.
that he was like, oh crap, and started remembering his old life. Maybe I'm just reading into it.
No, I mean, I would be open to that because quite frankly, and I've talked to Ann about this, I want to go back and rewatch the first season because, and she alluded to the fact, Fallout is very, very immersive. Imagine how much we've already picked up on. Imagine what we'll see the second time around, because
Yeah.
you can play a Fallout game for the second and third time and find stuff you're like going, I didn't know that. I didn't know this was
Oh, yeah.
here. You learn stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
I agree.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
also I know when the trailers teasers came out with the whole like interaction at Maz and Philly between Lucy when she's like stepping in and Coop is like trying to, you know, like, darling, you don't know what you're doing, and she like shoots him with a vial.
Yeah.
That
Uh,
made me laugh.
Again, like, that comes from a perspective from her skill set. She is somebody who is heavily into persuasion and charisma. And she's
Yeah.
going to use that just like you do in the games. And sometimes it does not work. You literally have something in the video game called Black Widow Persuade Men, or when you shoot men, it's funny. When you shoot men, you get plus 5 points for your XP, and you
Yes.
get plus 5 points for your experience when you try and persuade them.
You
Guess who
use that
maxed
one,
out Black
don't you,
Widow?
perk? You use that perk, don't you, Anna?
Yes,
Anna
I
would use it too.
I'm not ashamed.
Anna's
do.
just terrorizing the wasteland.
See, last thing before we move on to, because we could go all night. But I had a nuke the fat man right out the gate. As soon as you get your pit boy, I kind of cheated. Used it right on the first death plot and Fallout 4. But anyways, okay, let's move on to the head, episode 3. The head.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll actually, if you don't mind, I'll kick it off. I did see some people who said, well, that you didn't have to do that much.
No, I do
Said-
it. That's how I do it.
Said that you know what, the show doesn't need to be that gory, and I'm like, oh well, I can tell you've never played the games because the show is that gory, and it's
Okay,
and
It's
that
even more gore. I like it more gore. Like, I like it more than Game of Thrones. I'm like, because I just finished 4, so I'm like, I get where they were going with it. But anyway, carry on.
Well, all of the games are gory. It's not just one of them. They all are. And they're very gruesome, to be honest. So the fact that she's continually told you need to just go back to your vault because you don't have it in you to survive out here. And for her to take oh gosh darn it, what is it called? I know, a ripper. He hands her a ripper and says, you don't need all of me, you just need my head. And she's like, what? And he's like,
You see, I think this is the problem, because a lot of people are confusing this in terms of script writing, where you would progress, have one of your protagonists like slowly get to that point or immediately get to something. I'm sorry, it was comical. It was funny. I know she chopped off the guy's head. It was still funny. But in this situation, this is what you do in the games. It's hilarious. It's funny. You shoot people and it's funny. The way that they fly 20 feet away from you when you shoot them with specific guns, or you go and, the ghouls are all coming at you and you're trying to shoot them, and dog meat is like jumping on them and they're like heads fly off and it's over the top. And they, in this scene, they kind of like went, you just have to get used to the wasteland. This is how it works. The viewer, you might not like it, but you have to
Then
get
don't finish the show if you're not gonna like it.
well, I think what they were doing is that since all of us have played the games, right? Like, that first kind of like shock factor, that first like, whoa, I got to do what? Or whoa, this happened to who? These are new viewers experiencing this because they don't understand that this is how the Fallout universe actually works. So they have to be kind of gross, but that's again that's Fallout. So I mean, we might laugh, and I'm like, I was like when he hands her the Ripper, I'm like, this is gonna be entertaining.
You mean
Yeah.
like hold on, like you mean like this? Hold on.
Bullet time.
But do you
Yeah.
see?
Yeah, I mean, well, look, like the bloody mess perk is a thing, and it all, well, Ripper is actually that like little handheld chainsaw thing, but on top of that, yeah, there's a Ripper perk too. Well, that's a Grim Reaper perk, sorry. So yeah, when they made that Ripper, like when she pulled out that little chainsaw thing,
or
I was
this.
like, that looks good. It looks better than it does in the game.
Yeah.
Like even this. Sorry to, but I'm like that.
No,
Like,
you're
I just played
making
it.
the
I'm
point.
like this totally like if you played it, you get where it's not out of left field compared to some stuff. But anyways, that's more gameplay. But anyways, back to on topic.
I'd
I'm-
really like to have a Coop's shotgun in Philly when he uses that gun. Damn, that looks so good. And he was like eating like cherry tomatoes. And the guy next to him is literally bleeding out. And he's like, I'd offer you one, but you probably couldn't eat it. That shotgun looked so good, or whatever gun he had.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was perfect. It was peak that kind of gross Fallout humor that we're all gonna laugh at, to where other people are gonna go like, ooh. It's like when he's like, I'd offer you one of these cherry, cherry tomatoes, but you seem to have a hole in your neck. And it's
Yeah.
like as the guy's like holding on to it, and within like another like 45 seconds, he dies right before the fight ends, right? Just kills over.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Protection.
Hello.
Yes, sir. For
Hey,
10
man.
bottle caps there, Tom. I got right very, very frosty Nuka-Cola.
So, since there's a couple of not a lot of new people, but if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Hey,
Hit subscribe. Nuka-Cola the shit out of this. Do it. We're the best.
Also, for 30 bottle caps, you got a Nuka-Cola Quantum.
Our beacon is working. All that.
hey,
Around
Oh, you did not.
hey, did we miss? Did we cover everything on episode 3, or did I miss anything?
I don't remember much.
What's that monster called that came out of the water? The weird axolotl
Oh,
thing. With the
Oh,
yes.
Gulper. It's a Gulper.
Oh, that took me out of it right away. I'm like,
The Gulper did?
seriously? Yeah, it looks
That was
worse
fun.
than it looked. No, compared to like it looked like it was almost out of Guardians of the Galaxy almost. Like I mean,
Well-
the size is fine, but I'm like I thought it'd be more ferocious,
Well,
Right.
so what a Gulper does is it just eats everything indiscriminately. That's why it's called a Gulper. It's kind of like a mutated what am I looking for here?
Axolotl or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought in that episode, like, with the fact that Coop just like, what will you see in the water? And he's like, darling, I'm not trying to kill you. You're the bait. I love
Yeah.
Salamander. That's what I was looking for. Sorry, salamander. Mutated salamander.
It's just like what, and then dog meat at the same time with the whole head and everything going on. It's just like spectating. Like what? This is
Well,
insane.
I like how dog meat gets involved, and he bites the gulper on one of its limbs, and
Yeah.
like the dog gets involved, like he's useful. And I know
Oh,
it was limited useful.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. It's a she in the show
How do you know that?
because I know my lore. It's a
She looked under the skirt.
Okay.
And yes, in the show, dog
just
meat
be
is a
forewarned.
female.
You never know what's gonna be a clip.
Dog meat in the show is a female. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing
Oh, I
wrong with
thought you were talking about the monster. I'm like, what are you?
They
Never mind.
sex changed the dog,
Whatever.
which I really don't care. It's
Anyways. Now we're on to episode 4. Sorry that I had this planned, but it just got cold again and around me, like outside weather-wise, so the pressure headache is back at it again because the weather can't decide if it wants to be warm, cold, or which one it wants to be.
Welcome
So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Sure.
what I'm dealing with. So I would have moved this slower, but it's getting,
I mean, dude, we only need to tackle maybe half and half if you want.
we
4
can-
episodes of
no,
4
I want to do
episodes.
the whole thing. Well, I'll just move it. We'll just do episodes. I'm just saying 4-1, and that's why I'm moving quicker compared to what. In the
Mhm.
other ones, I normally would go on and on and on, but but okay, episode 4, the ghouls.
I liked episode 4.
Me too. Super duper
That
Mark.
was-
Yes.
Yes, that was a fun one. And oh man, the Mr. Handy, the guy who voices it in the game in Fallout 4. What?
No, go on.
Yeah. He voiced
Codsworth.
Mr. Handy there. Yeah. Or
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
So that was fun. And I liked that whole interaction. It had funny moments, and I could totally see like people setting up shop exactly like that. So
I don't know. I rolled my eyes multiple times.
I laughed at it till the first half, and then I was like, seriously, can we just move on?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I was the same. Yeah.
which parts did you roll your eyes at?
After
The chicken part.
after she
Remember
came
the
to them
chicken?
and she started talking to them, and then the like with the chicken part too, but after in Super Duper Mart where she's talking to them and they're just like, oh, we're like stoners, we're sitting there and like, we told you love, like oh come on, whatever.
I mean, it was funny, and then it just got old. I'm like, but
I mean, well, okay, so the stoner thing, yeah, I kind of actually expected it to be maybe like super mutants or something like that, because usually super mutants like to take up residence in a super duper mart. It's pretty.
Yeah, they do actually.
They
Yeah.
really do. So I was like, all right, well, okay, fine. Seems to be some type of like slavers or something have taken up there too, which would be also another thing that you could lean into. Like raiders, they take up housing and usually in like hospitals and crap like that. I was like, well, okay.
They're trading for vials for the ghouls, which is again a retcon.
Yes, no, that is a retcon.
true.
So, it's maybe not even. I wouldn't even really call it a retcon. Maybe it's just an odd addition to tweak the
Or
lore,
it's okay, it's an explanation, which
It's
again I
which I
understand.
don't think I needed.
Are these people, those guys who look like, what are they called?
Stoners.
The ones from that film Dogma, Jay and who were like,
Silent
haha,
Bob?
yeah, Silent Bob and Jay, yeah, like we're sitting here chilling on the couch and trading shit for drugs, for ghouls. Come on.
Oh,
Stupid.
I kind of feel like they were just trying to add another like chem to the show, which we already seen Jet. We obviously mentats are a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that we needed that because in the past it has said that some ghouls are just civil. They don't lose their mind, and others become extremely feral, and it's just the way it is.
Yeah,
So
I basically, it's basically Star Wars: A Phantom Menace, midichlorians.
yeah, that's actually a great way to put it.
It's like you didn't
Okay.
need an explanation for the Force. All right.
But now going forward though, every single game is going to have this chem in it to where ghouls are going to need to take that to keep from losing their minds. And
I bet you could even have the option of becoming a ghoul.
I mean, they'd be different.
Yeah.
They'll definitely probably add that to Fallout 76 if they do.
Oh
so.
my god. I have a question.
Yes,
Everybody.
ma'am.
How many hours have you ever spent in character creator in Fallout? Wade.
2 minutes.
Minutes? What? You just take the default character.
Yep.
Done.
Don't worry. If you saw the tweet poll, I will take longer on that one. But I was just trying to get the feel of the game to see if I actually would play
2
it
minutes.
and finish it. Because I tried it without the mod before, and that's why I never played it before the show. And I got stuck on the first terminal. And
Hmm.
get the fusion 4-on-4.
Clifton.
No,
What about you?
you know what I mean. But
Um,
that's only why I use the mods. I'm not nothing crazy just for ammo and for just so I can keep moving forward in the game.
Yeah, but wait, 2 minutes. Come on. What a
Also,
teacher.
Wade apparently used it to get a fat man so you could nuke the first Death Claw. Just saying.
Yes, because I was
fair.
trying to make. No, you realize that it's on the gaming channel. It's on the short. It's a short.
Just
So
goofing. I'm just goofing on you, man. Just goofing.
I was just saying, I'm like, I gotta make videos somehow.
Wait,
All
Wade's coming in with a fat man. He's like, come here. I see you. Sorry, Cliff, go ahead.
So I have a lot of mods connected to Fallout 4. Specifically for characters like hairdos, everything. I spent this last go around probably like 1.5 hours.
Shit.
Yeah.
You do have a.
We're gonna make a ghoul while you're at it. Jeez, Louise.
No, yeah. Going through every mod that I have for it, like every style that possible, then yeah.
Oh no. No, I spent 3.5 hours.
What in the fuck?
Jeez, someone had a little tap too much time on the
That's my favorite part. I do the same thing with like Mass Effect or Dragon Age whenever there's or even Dragon's Dogma, when you have a good character creator, that's my favorite thing. I'm just like trying to perfect everything, and then I get to the point where I'm talking to some Clifton messaged me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm still trying to make my character, and it looks like my mom now, so I'm gonna stop." And it just I love it when they make it feel like it's you, and they make it feel personal, and I think that's what the show at the end of the day does. It gives something to everyone, a personal experience, whether you like it, don't like it. It gives you some kind of emotion. It gives you the right to voice your opinion and be heard, and also to, talk about the lore, which is like character creator can take 3.5 hours, and then it can change in the next playthrough. It's not a continuous story, so like that to me is the most important thing, is that people are enjoying it, and I enjoyed it. I'm happy to see that everybody else did, and Wade, you continue to enjoy it.
Okay.
Can
I
I say
forget
one thing real quick about this? Now I know the actual real reason you don't stream new games, because you're in character creator for 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna combine 5 and 6 into one part, so that way we can get to the dog stuffs the last 2 sooner.
I mean,
Yes,
we can really kind of paraphrase it if you want to, man. Like, because the real stuff happens in 7 and 8.
You know what? Just you get the gist of the stuff. So let's just paraphrase. What are we on? Are we? I want to say we're on. No, we're on 6.
Yeah, 5 and 6, yeah, like they give you the story of how everything happened. They give you
Oh my god, politics, Voltec,
yeah.
boring, talking. I was so bored.
Again, now I know why Anna just kills everybody in the wasteland, because she doesn't want to talk to them. Like, oh, I like RPGs because I like to talk to people.
It's not even that. Like, oh my
So
god.
So wait.
Like,
Before
wait,
you,
wait. Can I just ask you a very simple question? When you
what?
open a Voltec computer and it has
You realize I don't have
all
to
of
do
that,
the
do you read any of it?
no.
Ma, exactly. Don't
Hey, you realize I don't even. Okay, you know how you
I do.
for anyone that played the game, you know how
I
you have
don't.
to figure out the passwords. I
hours.
don't even have to do that anymore. Thanks the mod. Thank you. You saved me having to look up passwords. Thank goodness it was made.
Tom, that was funny.
Anyways.
Imagine if you could press X to top skip during the show. That's actually funny. That's really funny. No, but it is great to see the Steam sales. It really is, bringing in new fans.
Yeah,
Oh.
but with this, not to get too far off topic, but do you think they're gonna get done with the 5 sooner, or are they just gonna milk it like?
Well, I think the show is technically
Four.
Fallout 4.5. So it's
So if you want to go and anybody watching, Todd Howard and Jonathan Nolan had an interview with IGN where they addressed that question. And Todd Howard was asked about it, and he said he's now working on the next Skyrim and fixing
No one
76,
cares.
I don't care.
About Skyrim.
fixing 76 more, and also
well,
the
76.
star set. Sorry.
I'm just saying. I have no. If they ever do the Skyrim show, yeah, that'll be Rings of Power on steroids. You know, fantasy. Amazon.
Or Starfield
Right.
fantasy.
Starfield is in fantasy.
No, it'll be the same game. But I think we're like at the very least, another 10 years away from the next Fallout game.
I
Full,
I
like
don't
a
think
full release.
I don't think I would go that long. Okay, so as somebody who's been and I love the Elder Scrolls, by the way. Shout out to Oblivion being the best Elder Scrolls game. Morrowind second. So we got Fallout 4. Then we got we got 76. It was very miss in the beginning. I know, I played it from beta test. I told Anna to go back and replay it because they have changed everything, and it is very, very good now. If you liked Fallout 4, you're gonna like that. You don't have to run around with people. I think Fallout 5 is probably a good solid 5 years away. We're gonna get season 2 of Fallout, the Fallout television show, which again I'm calling Fallout 4.5. It
I
definitely
don't know that that's going to be the case.
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
probably not.
Not now. I can see
$200, and then you're gonna have adverts also.
Wait,
in
no, 200 will be the ultimate edition. No, I can see that, not the base game. No.
Hey, one thing Fallout has never done until 76 has had microtransactions, and even in 76, you can choose to purchase them or use 100% in-game credits. You also get free shit. So, y'all
I
sleeping on
cannot
76,
speak
man.
to
Go
76. Yes, I like.
So you're
was
seriously
If you listen to
saying
me, you would.
you're saying it's better now than it was when it first came out?
By far. Yeah, Annie, you were saying?
No, I'm saying listen to Ryan. I don't know anything about 76 when it came out. I have it. It's there. Just don't want to touch it because I'm kind of like burnt.
Not even if I got it, we could play together.
Yeah, we could all play together, but I don't want to get it.
But you already have it.
I
How do you
know,
know?
but I don't want to.
All right, let's make a group pact right now since I have 76 and I'm like level 90. Let's all play it. It's fun.
Well,
Is it cross
I got a
platform?
list to get through, but I'll get to it sooner than later.
Uh,
I had to stream 4 first before.
No, we talked about it. It's not crossplay, unfortunately.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I can't play with you all.
what
Really?
fucking-
It's not cross-platform?
do you have it on PlayStation?
I don't have a PlayStation.
You can get PlayStation Plus, bitch. Sorry.
What?
That was rude.
Wait. Am I the only Microsoft person on this panel?
No,
No, computer.
no. We're
Zuh.
all,
No, I'm
Yeah.
a PC. I'm on PC.
I'm a PC.
Whatever. Okay, let's get to the. Do we? Okay, I want to cover the whole episode of the dog, the scientist, with the dog. Since
What's
it's
a
purple-
dog?
Eat dog meat.
A dog has 4 legs and bites.
It goes wow.
Okay, fine.
And if you watch girls
Okay.
play Fallout, they're the only ones that actually kill the dog in the beginning. I didn't know the
What?
dog could die. I'm joking, by the way. No, I saw that X-Ray Girl was playing Fallout New Vegas and she killed the dog. She's like, wait, I killed the dog. No, I didn't kill the dog. And it's like going, yeah, no, you killed the dog. You did the bats thing.
Hey, Gary.
Kill your own
Or I don't know.
No, you can't do that.
Well, no, you actually
Hey,
dog meat can die in
talking
Fallout
about
3. You just
Fallout.
have to go back to Fallout. I'm sorry, to Vault 101 and pick him back up. You can kill the dog,
Don't kill the dog.
but
No.
it was just funny because she's freaking out. She's like, I didn't kill the dog, and it's like no, you used VATS for the first time and you shot a gecko, but it was too close and it killed the dog. It killed Cheyenne in New Vegas, which is a nod to dog meat.
And don't put the dog into an ice box.
No, don't put the damn dog in an ice box. Thank you, Clifton, for that. That's okay. That's where we're going. Well, it's not an. I mean, the ice box obviously is not powered, but don't put the damn dog in the ice box.
No, just give it a stem pack, like I did.
Well, yeah. Well, that's actually spot on with stim packs, right? Like, it's one of those things. Jab the dog with a stim pack, and it's like.
Yeah.
Or you could just get like dog meat
No, you didn't.
God mode
Okay,
where he
I'm
does
hoping this is
die.
Gary, not.
That's
I'm hoping it's
You-
Gary.
You don't need edibles. All you need is Psycho.
No,
I
don't
need-
do psycho.
Well, it gives you the sight, right?
No,
No.
I don't use that.
yeah. I don't use Psycho either.
No, I just give it to Mama Murphy.
It kills her.
Hey!
Dude, you have a problem. What is it with the Germans trying to nuke elderly people? Mama Murphy, I don't know, maybe she's slightly Jewish. Like going, what's that about, Clifton?
If
She's
you
so
want, I
annoying.
send
You are like
send you the
literally,
invite
you
if you
come
wanna
out of
join.
a vault, right? And some idiot guy who's like, oh, now I want you to go and take care of this settlement. And some chick comes up to you and she's like, I want you to build me a chair. And I'm thinking, like, what?
She's
don't
a
wanna
70-year-old
build
lady. Find her a chair.
There are chairs around. Go
Not
sit
in
on
my settlement. I scrapped everything.
And,
Hey, it's Gary.
Hey,
hey, man.
Hey.
Welcome to welcome to the genocide of Mama Murphy. Oh, you're muted,
I
dude.
swear to God,
There
man.
it is.
Like, I walk in and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
We're covering Fallout.
In the military, we refer to this as a Charlie Foxtrot.
Well, I was in the army. I understand that. So anybody else want to kill the 70-year-old lady over a chair? Because I didn't.
So we're talking about the show, not the game, right?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it's interspersed.
I mean, with a little bit of true lore to the game, but
Because,
for the
you know,
show.
Shinatsky bought me like the Vegas game. And I tried to play it on Wednesday live. And by the end of the show, I said, this is the worst fucking game I've ever played. I hated it. I'm
Did
like,
it crash?
no, it just, I couldn't understand what was going on, how to do certain things. I despise RPG games. Okay.
Oh,
I'm a
that's
FPS
not
kid,
for you.
first person shooter.
He's
I
a
play
Call
Call of Duty,
Battlefield.
Battlefield, you know, all those kinds of games. And I was told that this is kind of like RPG meets FPS. And I'm like, okay. And I'm
No.
like, oh, this is just, the aiming on there is
I'll be
terrible.
right back.
Oh my God. But as far as the show goes, because I'm not acquainted with the game, I enjoy the shit out of it. And right now, my girlfriend and I have all the way up to episode 7.
Oh, well, we can't talk about episodes 7 and 8 now.
Well, don't tell my girlfriend. I've already seen episode 8.
Oh, very
I said,
nice, sir.
"Wow." Hopefully she's asleep right now.
And
He
then she
doesn't know.
watches this and she's like going, "Did you watch episode 8?"
He will only watch this if Wade narcs on me.
Wait, don't be a narc.
Too late.
Too late. I tagged Anima. Fuck.
So
But no,
actually,
I realized I want to narc because all I do is when I show up, she's like says, "What does she always say I do, Gary?" Anima says,
Yeah, you're flirting with me. He says, "Stop flirting with Gary." You up on it, it's like Gary's the greatest, and she goes, and I can already hear it in my head, her accent. She's like, "Stop flirting with Gary." She's Austrian, so she talks like this.
it's
and
okay.
to piss her off. Like the first time I met her. What?
I was just gonna say it's okay. Clifton is half German, half American. He flirts with me, so
What?
no problem. Wait, what
So
happened?
the way I flirted
"Oh,
with
we
her,
got derailed. Go."
I insulted her by telling her, she says, "I'm from Vienna, Austria." And I said, "Oh, that's the Paris of Bavaria." Which is just a shitty thing to say to somebody from Vienna. She's like, "What are you talking? They're not even in the same country. Do you know anything about geography?"
Just
Whatever.
tell her next time she gets worked up, be like, "Oh, I love those little sausages that you put in that can."
I do. I like it when I make her mad. It's kind of cute because I intentionally annoy her all the time. But anyway, back. If you want to talk about the show, I can say a few things, and then I'm gotta head out, man. It's like I'm
There,
still.
you're good.
I
I'm
I'll
gonna
give
go
you
for
the
novel.
spotlight.
I would love to. While
Go
you're
for it.
here, I'd love to jump into episode 7 and 8. Is that cool? Because 8 is,
Yeah, do it, man.
in my opinion, incredible. So, Jerry, you want
Let's
to
start
start?
with 7 first. Start with 7, and then we'll go into 8. We're almost
So much actually happens in episode 7, and what's really interesting is I never felt like the only time I felt like things were kind of uncomfortable visually was in episodes 1 and 2 because they rushed to certain things a little too quickly. I understand why they did it, but it still felt clunky.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Nolan, I like his writing. I have for a long time. I mean, one of his show, Person of Interest, is one of my favorite conspiratorial series ever made.
Yeah.
But he has taken the game and he's apparently gone in a different direction on some things. And I don't mind because I don't know the game. What I know is I know good writing when I see it. And there's a lot of good writing. There's still some stuff that's problematic throughout the show that feels really forced at times. And I don't like that, but he still throws it in so much entertainment with the writing that I end up just really enjoying the show. And 7, I'm trying to remember, how does it start? I forgot. We just watched it
the
tonight
radio.
again.
The radio. I want to say
Because I know last episode he got his foot crushed
Yes.
by Maximus, and he's trying to find
You
his
got-
way
you
to
got
the
all
radio.
You got the drugs from the one guy, and then he got the radio station for the Brotherhood, for the head or something. I don't.
I know he's going in that direction, and because of his foot being fucked up, he finds that gas station / rocket store, whatever that was about.
Red Rocket is basically like a Texaco. No, it's not like a Texaco. There's actually
No, it's nothing like a Texaco.
all right, easy.
It was some kind of weird gas station. The way it was all, I looked at the way it was designed, and I've been paying attention to a lot of things, by the way. And I now have come to the conclusion that this world has collapsed probably 5 times, and they keep redoing it. And that's what's going on in this story. That's the super thing they're going to build.
You're pretty close. Probably in the neighborhood of 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
Well, when
You
the
really
one
did
guy
it
actually
for me,
says,
Gary.
the guy says 5, he says something specific about 5 times, and I went, that's it. That makes sense. 5 generations. That would 5 generations. And I'm like, that explains it. Because almost 200 years, I'm like, it's about 5 full generations that live and die off. I'm like, that is what's going on. But I was trying to figure out how on earth did that one character live then and is alive now as a ghoul. He's alive because he's a ghoul, but how is
Yeah.
it that Kyle MacLachlan's character is still alive once we discover who he was? And I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
what yeah.
They just go back into the freeze, start things over again, and people come out, new management. And the only
Exactly.
people that are aware of what's going on is management.
Yeah.
And they try a new way of doing things. And the one we're watching right now, everything is 50s, 60s. We're going to go back to that classic way when America was great. And if this one fails and they have to nuke again, it'll be something else the next time. I'm like, this shit's crazy. Because I told my girlfriend, I said, my problem is, what's with the fucking old time music when this is clearly the future? What's with all the old clothing and cars when this is the future? And finally it hit me. And somebody says that during that big management meeting. Remember that episode where they're all talking about it?
Yeah, with Mr. House. Yeah.
That was when they gave it up. That's what's really happening here. That each one will try their own way. That's what's happened. And it's crazy. And I don't know where this is going to go by episode 8, but my God, this has been quite a trip watching this shit.
Did you watch it yet?
Yeah, I watched all of them. But don't tell Anima, damn it.
I'm not gonna say one thing until
Don't tell her. Don't
Okay.
accidentally go, man, Gary was great on the show talking about episode 8. You will fucking do it. I'm teasing.
I'll do
you.
it after. No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait till you both finish it, and then I'll make like a
Then you'll narc on me, you bastard.
then I'll joke around, like not say out loud, but you'll get it. See, I'll cover for you, and you blame
Okay.
on me like every other joke. Anyways, all right, done with episode 7. 8 is where we find out, catch up with the dad,
Yeah.
and who wants to start it off?
It's kind of heartbreaking, episode 8. It's once again full of sacrifice. I'm not too sure why it went that direction, because once again, I could, you know what Deus Ex Machina is, right?
Right. Yep.
It's when the writer and or director inserts themselves into the story in order to push the story forward. And there's a kind of a little bit of that. It's like they're like Maximus didn't have to do what he did, and she didn't have to do what she did. And it's sort of like, well, why did they have to go that direction? I'm still sticking with it. I'm going to stick with it and watch next season.
Spoilers, so I'm going to need a little more, dude, because I know the Lord like the back of my hand. So
Are you talking about? I don't care who goes for it. We're talking spoilers, Gary. I don't know if I told you that or you saw the side scrolling on the bottom. You can talk about it.
Well, okay, so episode 7 starts with the desert scene, and we see that what's his name? The ghoul is
Cooper.
Oop.
oh wait, no, it opens with Eric Estrada and his son at a farm.
that's
right.
right. Yeah, no, it does, and
Oh,
they're in NCR Ranger armor.
Yep.
Which
And they're out there looking for metal and shit with a detector, and then they head back to the house, and there's the ghoul waiting for them.
yeah, cool.
And
Oh,
ghoul is
yes.
he's a chaos neutral character. You know, he's he can be good, he can be bad,
Yes.
and it's sort of like depends on who he's dealing with. And so they're digging up. They head back to the house, the father and son, and they discover the ghoul sitting there. They immediately think that he is eating his daughter because he's eating meat. And then the daughter walks into the scene, and you realize, oh, and he is, oh, you thought I ate your daughter. Yeah. It's funny. But the fact is Eric Estrada character has like another son, and he apparently was, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, are they rebels or something? I was really lost on what these two, like,
No,
freedom
because
fighters.
it all boils down to Moldiver and that whole faction. I
Right?
think that's what like
They
I
were
have
working for.
but like he's like working for Moldiver.
That's it. Okay, so he got a note off the brother and he killed him, clearly, because there's a hole and a lot of blood on this letter.
Yeah.
So the confrontation is like, I'm not even sure what was it he wanted.
He wanted information.
Where to find her?
Oh,
Yes,
Moldiver.
and he's like, you give me that information and I'll leave you alone.
Okay.
He's like,
Except-
unless he antagonizes the son into, he's like,
'Cause
unless
I got
son,
a feeling you're going to try to shoot me in the back when I leave is basically what he's saying.
yeah,
Are you going to draw on me, or am I going to have to, look at my, over my shoulder for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And so he antagonizes, and the kid goes for the gun. He shoots him, but it looked like he shot him in the shoulder. So typically that's not a fatal shot unless he goes into shock. And a lot of people know this. Shock is usually what kills you.
In the Fallout universe, like you can get shot multiple times.
So I'm assuming that kid ain't dead, but he's dropped the kid and leaves him at that point, and that's the end of that scene. And I thought it was a good scene. You get to see some interesting characters, and I thought it was nice to see Eric Estrada because you hardly ever see him anymore. Last time I saw him was actually voice work for Cartoon Central Adult Swim.
You mean Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network, yeah. And I don't know if we're going to see them again in the second season. And I know then that we go back in the past with the Ghoul again, and because he keeps going over stuff in the past, and he's at that mausoleum in Hollywood, and he ends up meeting her. Well, he meets his buddy who he thinks is a commie. But again, this is interesting. This is something created by these managers. The whole communism thing, the Red Scare. It's fake. I don't think there is a Red Scare. I think that this is all bullshit. And you see at the very beginning of first episode when the bombs go off, did you see anything fall from the sky?
No.
No.
Well,
those were underground. Those bombs are underground. I'm telling you two things. One, most nukes go off 600 meters off the ground and don't leave a crater. Their yield of damage is when they're exploded at 600 meters above ground. And if you go over photos of places where nukes were used, strategic nukes, you'll never find craters. You'll find them in bunker buster bombs, but you won't find them with tactical nukes.
Yeah, no, that's fine for our world tech. But the thing is that in Fallout, actually, so China actually invaded Alaska due to the shortage of the world's resources. So it was actually stated, and
that's in the game, but I don't know about in the show. See, they're veering.
No, they're not veering.
If they're going off of war.
They're not veering. Todd Howard has said this is canonically inclined with all the games. So the thing is that the Battle of Anchorage, which Cooper actually alludes to,
fought it. Yeah, he fought in that.
The T-45 armor has a fatal flaw. So yeah, no, it's now look, this has been speculated for years. Did the US or did China fire first? Nobody officially knows because the world just went poof. So yeah, no, I just wanted to add that. Yeah.
And
why were there no bombs or missiles?
When Lucy went into the desert when she encountered the professor guy, there was a USSR.
Yeah, CCCP. There was a satellite there.
SSSR.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. There was a satellite from there that was down there.
Yeah, because that's where she decapitates him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
So,
then
I have no idea.
Then we find out the the shocking conclusion that the dad is really not her dad, and the mom is right at the table, right?
Mhm.
No, that is her dad.
Yeah, he's biologically
I
her
mean
dad.
that. Okay, that's what I'm.
Yeah, he
Okay,
is.
yes, I meant to say that, but
He's
anyway,
not the dad that she thought he was, which is
Yeah.
No.
another thing
He's
that
just another manager, a bureaucrat.
changes everything in her world. Everything that she was ever used to, not just getting used to the wasteland and having to adapt and having to save them, but now it's like a betrayal all over again. And I
she decided.
I'm sorry. I at that point again I rolled my eyes. I'm like, oh, I knew they were gonna do this. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that was in my head from the very beginning that was going to happen. Sadly,
Wait, which part?
The
that the
dad
dad
part.
will turn out.
Uh,
To be the-
Dad would
yeah,
turn out
it
evil.
was gonna
Okay.
turn to be like come
I
on.
mean, I have to ask though, why was that where you guys were alluding to that? Because I might counter that. He comes off as an incredible character, one that you like, but then in Fallout tradition, he turns out to be this horrible person that comes full circle because the fact that he was actually a good dad, because that changed him. He's still a bad person from his past.
Well, that can still change. I mean, he got away. He's not dead, so.
No, very, very true. Very true. That's what I'm saying, like going because he was a part of Vault-Tec. He was a part of the Vault-Tec cryogenic, which we saw in Fallout 4. So if you like Fallout 4, program, and again, a a contingency of Vault 31 to be just full of Vault-Tec employees to be overseer of this area.
Each group gets their opportunity
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
to rebuild. If we fail, start over. And that's what happened with was it
Get rid of
Sandy?
'em.
What is it, Sandy Brook or whatever it's called? That
Shady Sands.
Shady Sands. That's it. I believe that's another incident where they said, "Okay, we failed. Boom, start over. Next team."
Well, Shady Sands was a little bit different because it was actually established in Fallout 1. It was actually the beginning and the spark for the new California Republic. And so uh, Governor Tandy and stuff like that, and his daughter, and the Vault Dweller from Vault 13 was looking for the water chip because because the water chip was actually designed to fail after a certain amount of time, so they had to go to Vault 15 to try to find it. Anyway, long story short,
What happened
that
in this series?
yeah, it was
That
it was a
wasn't the
nod.
attack; it was something else.
Yeah, it was a nod to that. And the reason I say it was a nod to that because given the fact that whatever her name is,
Lucy?
no,
No, the other female.
Moldiver.
Moldiver, she would have known, being from the new California Republic, knowing the history, she would actually know that the original Vault Dweller from Vault 13 was looking for a water chip. And so going into the vault and sacking their vault, because again, Hank McLean was a bad man, that sacking the water chip would stop the cycle of Vault 31 influencing the world through Vault 32 and Vault 33. It was almost kind of like a subplot of maybe working in tandem with the Enclave. Because again, the water chip looks identical to the game. I went back to the game, I went back to that scene, and when dude shows up and he's like our water chip's broken, it looks 100% the same. So I think they
Interesting.
stacked that water chip on purpose,
Well,
knowing
what's going on with Norm? Because he went into Vault 31 to
Mhm.
discover that that's where all the cryo stasis
Mhm.
chambers are, and that little brain robot
Yep.
with an organic brain is running everything, and now he's trapped there. What's going to
Kind of like a
happen
Robo
there?
Brain Light.
That's from Fallout 1. Again, the attention to
Detail.
detail and like not having to spoil it for everyone, but there's a reason for that to be there.
Mhm.
I'm
Has to
assuming
do
that
with
brain
that.
belonged to somebody.
No, it has to do with the battery. Right, Ryan?
What do you mean?
For the one bolt that went awry.
Okay,
If
so
we're going off of lore, is what you're talking about, right? Correct, Anna?
Well, okay, so Robo Brains are actually a thing, right? It was a way to and then there are
Did
vaults
somebody sacrifice themselves to put their brain in these things?
in a jar,
Yep.
yes, to
Yep.
live forever in a vault.
Oh wow!
It's like
Yes.
Futurama, just without the head.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Gary,
100% like
okay,
Futurama
Gary,
without
if
that.
you're confused at all, there's
No, I'm not. No,
So
I'm following all of this. I'm finding it interesting because the thing that's bothered Anima watching the show is she feels that Leslie Uggams' character, she's the overseer now,
mhm,
is fully aware of what's going on.
she
Everything.
is because she came
And-
from Vault 31.
And I'm curious as to what the fuck did happen in 32, and why did they pretend like it didn't happen? Because clearly communication had to have happened. And here's the other problem. The logic problem I have is if they were aware of what happened in 32, then how did Moldover get in? Because clearly her dad would have known that there was nobody in 32. Everybody is dead.
Yeah.
Right? See, I'm really fucking confused by that. That is one of the logic issues I have with the overall story is, wait a minute, how if they're aware everybody was dead in 32 as the overseers, managers, how the
Yeah.
fuck did Moldaver and her crew get in?
Can I go? Because
Do it.
Go,
Okay.
go for it.
Okay, so
I'll give
Vault
you the
31.
floor, too.
Well, you don't need to do that there, Wade.
I love it. No,
Fine.
do it again.
Hey, go for it.
So Vault 31, 32, and 33 are a trifecta. This is the first time we've ever seen this in the history of Fallout ever. It kind of makes it more screwed up that way. So they're the giant blast doors shut between each vault. You need a Pip-Boy
Right.
on your wrist, a Pip-Boy 3000 to actually access each vault. You cannot access a vault without a Pip-Boy 3000. In the original Fallout 1 and 2, it was a Pip-Boy 2000. So anyway, that's lore. So when Lucy's mom coming from I believe she was from Vault 33 when Lucy's
From
father
32.
Hank Hank
Hank
McLean
was from 31.
31 because he was a Vault Tech employee from before the bomb.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. An overseer.
Yes, he was. So he was used as a remnant of the U.S. government because Vault-Tec was a part of the U.S. government. Kind of think of like Black Rock. Look at it that
Right.
way.
I was in the military. I know how those things work.
Yeah, you get it, dude. I was in the army too. So when Lucy's mom found out, she fled to what was the remnants of what was before the remnants of the New California Republic, taking the kids with her, realizing the fact that, and I'm assuming this is because where Hank kind of slipped, he let her in, like going let her know that things are looking better on the surface. Things are rebuilding because Lucy didn't know this. And that's when Maximus says, he's like, you've never heard of the New California Republic? And she's like, no, Reclamation Day. And Reclamation Day is something that they instituted in Fallout 76. The day when all the Vault Dwellers come out and they're going to repopulate the Earth and make things better for whoever survived the bombs dropping. Because Fallout 76 actually takes place about roughly in the neighborhood of, it should have been 25 years after the bombs dropped, but there was a malfunction in the door and it took place about 33 or 35 years after. Anyway, that being said, so Lucy's mom figured it out. And she went to Moldover, or again, I can't remember her name. I'm going to have to get better with that. Well, she's dead, so maybe not. Her character's dead. So anyway, they used Lucy's mom's Pip-Boy because, again, Moldover, she was a remnant of the old world. She was someone who had been brought into the future. And I'm assuming there's going to be a schism there, maybe more. And so they actually accessed Vault 32 using it that direction. The difference is that I think Vault 32 is actually the legitimate experiment. Vault 33 is the population of cattle that is to be experimented on. Vault 31 is where we find where we find the leaders to take us into the new future, whatever their vision is.
Right.
And then when you put them together, eventually we move people from Vault 33, the cattle, into Vault 32. If it fails and it goes south, then the overseer basically has this fail safe where they can get into Vault 31 again, go back in cryostasis and try again for the next cycle. But another overseer from Vault 31, the old world, the old US government, whatever you want to call it, tries again. And that's why literally Vault 32 was cleaned up in an instant. It went from
because they went really quickly.
Yes.
They did that overnight.
Yes. Yeah. Well, somewhere in the period of 12, 24 hours, we didn't get a definite time frame, but it was like, it seemed like, Norm was like going, he's like, we were just here. Like, what happened? 12, 24, at max 18 hours, somewhere in there. And that's what I think is going on. So again, Moldover, it got into 32, the one that's gross, the one that's the awful human experiment where there's death, destruction, and people eating each other to survive. And she blew the door open to 33 to try to show that vault. This is not how you live. And this man right here, one of the men who is meant to rule this kingdom, is a horrible, horrendous person, and he needs to die to stop the cycle. I'm done. Anybody else?
And that's Lucy's dad that you're talking about needs to die.
Yep.
That he needs to die.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
And then
Because
we see them walking out through the wasteland after.
Because the thing I'm curious about, Wade, and Ryan in particular, is was the dad aware that was Moldaver's people coming through? Because it seems he was aware that it was. So that really makes him quite fucking evil.
Mm-hmm. Voltek's quite fucking evil. But yes, I'll be right back.
That's fascinating.
So yeah. So what? Since you came in late, Gary, what would you rate out of 10? A whole season.
Oh, out of 10?
Yeah.
As an overall, I'd probably give it about an 8.
What
and a lot of it has to do with the acting is really good. I thought everybody did a fantastic job.
I mean, some overshadowed others. Writings is, but I mean, it's better than it was on Rings of Power, Halo, and Wheel of Time tenfold. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
I would never watch Wheel Time. I wouldn't watch.
I was
Rings of
going to,
Power.
and then I heard the reviews. I'm like, yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm friends with Nate from Mr. H, and I pay attention to what if they watch something before me. It's usually a good sign I'm not going to like it because I have very similar taste to Dave Cullen and Nate for Mr. H. We have very similar, and drunk. I just forgot his name. Scottish dude
Are you
too.
done? Oh,
Critical drinker.
Yeah, critical drinker.
Yeah.
I pretty much agree with all three of those guys in my viewing because I've written reviews for 30 years for magazines and they really understand the way you're supposed to tell a story, how writing is supposed to work, how storytelling is supposed to take place within something, and if they break structure in a way, there better be a damn good reason for breaking structure. And if it's about personal politics, I'm out. Because that's a terrible way to tell stories. It just doesn't work. And this one did really, it was pretty good. Not once did I think that Dane was a dude. Not once.
oh, that's funny.
Oh, fall in instead of fall out.
Yeah.
That'll teach you.
Yeah, that's one of my good friends right there. He's being inappropriate. Real quick though, do we want to get to episode 8 because this is where everything culminates.
Yeah,
in-
we can. We'll do a quick review of 8.
So
You know what? Let's just you can do 8. I'll let you. Everybody else took turns on every episode.
well, yeah, I was
Go
gonna let
for it.
Anna and Clifton chime in.
Anna, Clifton, are you there still?
Episode 8, completely hated it. Did not like it. Apart from one scene,
Okay.
which validated everything that I was saying, that Shady Sands was nuked after Vegas. And oh my god, like, come on. Even if I just did not like it, it was so much talking and doing. I just didn't like it.
I can
Clifton.
see that.
Okay.
I can see that. No, it was an ending. I actually kind of agree. Like, it wasn't the best episode.
I hate you both so much.
it really wasn't. It was a lot of talking. It was tying loose ends together and then progressing, making sure that we all know that season 2 is going to be a thing. Which,
Yeah, and this is
I mean the end
this is
scene
Sex Machina again that you're describing.
the what?
That's
Yeah.
Deus Ex Machina when you do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. So
which was
I
a
mean,
problem in the show.
yeah, and I mean the last scene, I'm totally on board. I was like, yes. When you see New Vegas, when you see the skull of the Deathclaw, like, yes, that's what I want. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool scene too. I actually did like that Lucy was able to move on and capable of ending her mother's miserable life
Mhm.
as a ghoul. That she did that. It was like it seemed like a release moment. I like
Mhm.
that scene. I do like the scene at the beginning because doesn't he show up with the fake head, and he's got to go before them to kind of catch him that
Yeah.
he's lying, but then the head of the organization makes a deal with him, or thinks he makes a deal with him to turn him into a knight, and they're gonna lead this new brotherhood, blah 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 blah. Typical bullshit of a bad guy that you can tell Maximus isn't buying into any of it because he's invested in something else.
Well,
Uh,
also at the same time, too, real quick, the Brotherhood of Steel, canonically,
I don't like this version of Brotherhood of Steel compared to Game
No,
Lore.
me neither. I hate
wait,
it.
wait, hold on. I'm gonna ask you both. Wade, why don't you like this one compared to which other one?
The Game Lore, it's the total opposite of what I thought the Brotherhood would be as far as the show would be. I thought it'd be closer to the Game Lore than it would be. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see it on the show, I'm like,
Mhm.
it's a total 180 compared to what I've looking into the stuff beforehand, like every lore video
Like
and
Fallout
everything.
3?
Yeah.
Can
No,
I play
like
devil's
they're
advocate?
Any
I don't know how to
Fallout,
describe it.
look, this is not the Brotherhood of Steel whatsoever.
Yeah,
It's
can I
not.
play devil's advocate for a moment?
Okay.
What?
Because
Go for it.
in that scene when Maximus returns and he talks to the old guy alone, right? I can't remember his name. Like he says something about like we're no longer the Brotherhood of Steel that we used to be. And once this is done,
I
once
forgot the part.
we achieve our goal, we will rebuild the Brotherhood of Steel in the
That
way that we
has
see fit.
absolutely no meaning to me whatsoever because for the whole 8 episodes, I was being shown that Maximus is somebody who just wants the armor and wants to be a badass. So his whole thing at the end about like, oh, I all of a sudden care about the mission. He never
No,
cared about the mission from the beginning.
no,
It doesn't
Maximus didn't, but the old guy, it was his offer to be like, yeah, once we succeed and this all works out, like we need men like you to rebuild, and we're
and
gonna
that's what
shape
I was
it
talking
in.
about. I just don't see where Maximus bought into that. He's just trying to work his way into getting back to Lucy.
He
Yeah.
didn't. Because quite frankly, the Brotherhood of Steel doesn't give a shit about anybody other than the Brotherhood of Steel. The only outlier of the Brotherhood of Steel that actually went away and actually was moral was Elder Lion's Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout 3. That's why there was the Brotherhood of Steel remnants, I'm sorry, outcasts that actually went back to the Brotherhood of Steel way. So, and then of course in Fallout 4, the Brotherhood of Steel is actually a villain because Elder Maxon, and so all the leaders are called elders. Elder Maxon was a vicious, evil, and disgusting man who hated super mutants, who hated ghouls, who also hated the other monsters in the wasteland,
Yep.
which you know is
Yep.
normally fine. But the thing is, though, is that Maximus doesn't seem to be buying into this. He was he went back to try to fool them, and they knew
Right.
he was fooling them. And they're like, "You're either gonna do this or we're gonna kill you," because that's how the Brotherhood of Steel works. You either
But
serve or
Ryan,
you die.
it's not explained. You're explaining it.
Well, I don't think it's meant to be explained until later.
No, but it kind of does have to be explained for people to understand what's going on.
I think it's meant to be conflicting for the sake of a cliffhanger because again, you know,
I
you
feel like it's gonna get explored season 2 more.
well,
We know that Legion is alive with the whole Hoover Dam thing. They're probably going to go down that route and something. We know that the NCR are
possibly.
still alive, and they actually said it's not just based in LA and Cali. We have NCR all over the place. So
Well, the remnants of the NCR. There's a big difference
Yes.
because Moldova she was trying to hold on to the last hope of the New California Republican and what it actually meant. And when she got that scene, and again, I'm going to say this: there's that scene where there's that Big Hope scene of Cold Fusion, and there's only one flag flying,
Yeah.
just one. With the music, the cinematics, it is meant to be that one thing that highlights everything for everybody to go, this is what's right. It's a torn and tattered New California Republic flag, but ultimately the Brotherhood of Steel, who hates freedom, they're militaristic. You either submit or you die.
Yeah.
They're the ones holding the observatory in the end. And no, Maximus does not believe that. And again, I know I'm getting way ahead because, quite frankly, but I mean, you can only tell so much in literally 8 episodes. I mean, the majority of them are about an hour long, but I think it's meant to leave fans so confused, hopeful, and then dire, and because Lucy's still out there, but her dad's out there, and he finds New Vegas, and it's like going, holy shit, because again, on the outskirts of New Vegas, there are certain weapons that go. And anybody who's played New Vegas knows that. Mr. House was looking for. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. What does everyone else think? Sorry, guys.
No, I'm enjoying listening, man.
No, you're good.
I know way too much more than for my own good.
We're almost done. We've gone for like almost.
And I got to go anyway because I'm still working on my graphic novel. So,
hey, do you want to plug anything before you dip out, Gary?
just check out my book. Let me get the link for you. I'll put it in the private chat. For my side of doing the work, we are fully funded. So,
yay!
Cool. Congrats.
We copy and I'll put it in the chat. You can still go there and contribute, but I ask people to give a wait because I'm going to be launching an Indiegogo for Richard Bonk's version because he's going to be doing a chapter. He's a DC Marvel comic book artist buddy of mine, and I wanted to have him do one chapter that's a flashback scene. So it doesn't need to look like my artwork, which is my stuff's more realistic. He does comic book style. And I thought that would be a great way to have another artist work is to do a flashback and it doesn't have to look like my artwork. And that way we get another chance to work together because we've been friends and have worked together for over 20 years on comic books and just love working together. I'll ink his stuff, or he'll ink my stuff. I don't know what it is. You meet people in the comic industry and you become close friends with them. You just stick with them till you die. He's one of those guys. But that's the link there in the private chat if you want to go check it out. You can find out information. You can actually read 2 of the chapters, chapter 1 and chapter 3. Chapter 1 is God judges his heroes by their scars, and chapter 3 is a leg to stand on. I was being verbally ironic because he had his leg blown off. So a leg to stand on. So he's got a prosthetic.
There's a link if you want to help. If you want to help out there.
Yeah, but if you want to wait a few weeks, we're going to be launching a new Indiegogo, and that will be going just to Richard for his portion.
What shows do you got going on?
Well, tomorrow Tom and I are doing I don't know if you know Tom from Midnight's Edge. He's a close friend of mine.
Good dude.
We are doing Highlander tomorrow, but there's a chance, and so I always wait till Saturday morning. I call them and see, are you going to be able to join? If not, we're going to skip over and do another film, which is going to be fun because Saturdays is when we do a matinee program where we talk about movies or TV shows that are just awesome, and we talk about trivia. Talk about stories that took place in the making of it, things that inspired that film. We get into the minutia. Then, of course, I'm also cracking jokes because I'm a jackass. That's what I do.
Dude, I remember seeing your comic. Yeah,
Vindicated?
it looks really good. I remember when you were talking about this previously.
Yeah, it's in fact last night was the last night of the campaign, and Lady Belfour's fiance dropped $200 on it, and I'm like, thanks, dude, man, that's great. I'm fully funded to do this book. I'm happy, and
Yeah, you are.
I'll be done with my portion probably by August because I'm at 102 pages right now. So I got to draw another 30 pages, and then the last 22 to 24 pages will be Richard Bonk. Now, if he does not get funded, I'm just going to end up drawing the whole book. And I don't mind doing that, but I was hoping to have a chance to work with my buddy. And if I'll draw the flashback. It'll break my heart if I have to do that, though. But we have enough people that really like the project, and we got a lot of people interested in it. As soon as the book is done, Military Times and Stars and Stripes are going to be doing coverage for it. They told me once you get that book done, the military is going to want to cover it because the hero in the story is a disabled veteran who's lost his leg in combat. His buddies, who are also heroes in the story, are disabled veterans. And in fact, one of them is based off of my grandfather, who shook until the day he died. His hands would just shake. And the amazing thing about him was we'd be sitting on the porch and he'd grab an apple and he'd start paring it, with a paring knife, and his hands would stop shaking. Or if he went to cut wood with the knife, whittle, or because he was a shoe cutter by trade, and he would go to cut leather, his hands would stop shaking. But the minute he was done, they'd go back to this. So I wrote a character, Bill, who's they're actors in my book, by the way, real actors. They signed likeness agreements to be in my book. It's sort of like being in a comic book for free, being like starring in a comic book. I don't pay them anything, but it's like they don't have to do any work either. They just let me do their likeness. Kurt Yeager from Sons of Anarchy is in it. Chance Kelly.
Oh, no way. That's hot. Oh, Kurt Yeager.
Yeah, Kurt Yeager is the main character. He's a friend of mine. And in fact, he's my business partner on this venture. He makes no money off of the book. What he is a business partner for is that if the film gets optioned to be a TV show or a film, he has legal rights to first refusal to play the main character because he wants to play the main character. We got Chance Kelly from Generation Kill, Unbreakable with Bruce Willis. He was the serial killer with the orange suit. He's a friend of mine. He's an old boxer as well as an actor. He's one of the villains in the book. And you do meet him in book 1. He is in there. God, a lot of actor friends of mine are in there. I just forgot his name. Oh my God, hold on. I can look it up. Battlestar Galactica. He was the crew chief, the guy that worked on all the Vipers.
Oh.
What was his name? 2003 cast. My goodness, good actor. And I met him at a convention, and he bought my first graphic novel, Code Word Geronimo, which is, it's the Military Writers Association first graphic novel to ever be awarded Bronze Star for the book. It's also the first graphic novel that Walmart ever sold. And it hit the Walmart bestseller list. We outsold All Hail Megatron for IDW. We kicked their ass when the book came out. Everybody wanted to buy it. And it's really good. I can't think of the guy's name right now. It's like, I'm terrible at names. I always forget.
Can you still get it? Can you still get the one book on Amazon, Gary?
You can find old copies of it, but when I got the rights back in 2018, and I'm withholding because we had a long talk because IDW was kind of sneaking sales through Amazon's deal. And I said, you need to stop that. We have the rights back. Either that or you give us all the proceeds from what you sold. And they were like, oh, no, we're not going to do that. We'll stop. Thank you. And now Dale Dye's company, Warriors Inc., which I'm the artist for. Dale Dye is the guy behind Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, The Pacific, and all that shit. White-haired old man with a mustache. Delivered the greatest line in the movie Platoon. Wrote the book Platoon. Delivered the line where he calls a fire mission danger close on their position because zips are in the wire, as he says. And he delivers the best line in the film as he hangs up the phone. He goes, "What a lovely fucking war." And then the bombs
Also-
start dropping on them. And they're publishing it. When we publish it again, it'll be published through Warriors Inc. It's a special edition. I redrew a lot of the art. And I did a whole new cover for the book. So eventually get released.
And that'll go through Amazon again.
No, that will go through Warriors Publishing.
Okay.
And they will probably, of course, sell it on Amazon. They'll make it available through all the major dealers. But we're kind of waiting. I don't know what for.
No,
Eventually,
I was just curious.
because
I can't believe I didn't get it the first time around.
but there are copies still available through Amazon. They're usually pre-owned copies. I don't know if they sell any new copies
Uh-huh.
because I'm unaware of them selling any new copies. Aaron Douglas, by the way, is the other actor. He plays a character based on my grandfather. If you guys know who he is, he was the crew chief Tyrol in Battlestar Galactica, who ends up discovering he's an Cylon near the end of the series. He didn't even know.
Also, real quick, Gary.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you were the same Gary. Like I couldn't make the last show you invited me on. Like, I'm free on the weekends, man. Seriously, but on Tuesdays, I felt so bad. You invited me on for that movie review, and I had to work.
What was it? I don't remember.
I don't either. Fuck. Like, it's one of those
Getting
things.
older sucks.
Yeah, it does. Well, because it's not just getting old.
Well, what are you on?
LG 2076 News.
Oh, I know who you are. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah, you should.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
he
no.
does it to everybody.
Yeah, if you're a friend of mine, you get a fuck you from me. It's like,
Yeah,
hey, man, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you.
that's how the army works. Well, going,
Yes, it is.
You fucking Blue Falcon.
Because
I'll
you've not
fuck you
talked
back.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude. Just know that right now weekends are open. So it's the
Yeah,
weekday-
Monday is Military Monday. That's the one I invited you to. was
Yeah,
Monday.
no, and you said that it was like 1 p.m. or something like that. And I was like,
No, 10 a.m. 10 a.m.
Oh yeah,
Central.
no, I'm so at work. I'm balls deep and dead in work. Well, I mean,
'Cause, like,
like,
I'm not sure.
Anyway.
Wait, let me look and see. Oh, we're doing Gallipoli this Monday. The one with Mel Gibson. Not the
well,
new one.
If you ever do a Saturday or Sunday, let me know.
Saturdays is you're always welcome.
Okay.
I'll add you to the group
Okay,
for
yeah.
Saturdays. On
Yeah.
Saturdays, there's one Saturday. It's like alternating Saturdays. One Saturday, we just simply call it Saturday afternoon matinee, and
Mhm.
then it's still Saturday afternoon matinee, but we also refer to it as Tom and Gary,
Okay.
and that's when Tom from Midnight Sedge joins us. And like tomorrow, well, technically, yeah, it's still tomorrow. We're doing Highlander, unless something comes up, and if
Ooh.
something comes up, I think we might be doing Rock and Rolla as a backup. Guy Ritchie's film with Gerard Butler and Idris Elba.
Well, if you want a lovely looking woman, it's not that direction. It's Anna. She knows about Highlander, so Anna's Gameland on Twitter. But anyway,
Are we friends on Twitter?
No, ignore that, please. Don't
Ignore
listen
what?
to him. Ignore.
Oh.
Ignore. I don't know anything about anything.
Are you
Anyway,
at Gameland?
does.
What is?
I'll send it to you
I-
after.
Oh no, just send it in a private chat. Just Anna, you can share with me on through the private chat what your
I don't
handle
know,
is
you
on Twitter.
military men. I'm not in the military. I don't know. If
It's
I
Neither
can-
am I.
Highlander. It's
It's Highland. No, Saturday is not a military day. Monday is military Monday.
Monday is only
Oh.
Saturday is just a free for all where we talk about movies, and we'll even do TV shows every once in a while. Like we still want to talk about Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Keith and I have talked about it for a long time, wanting to do a show dedicated to talking about that series because that was
Mhm.
one of those shows that really inspired us as kids. Lost in Space too, Star Trek, of course. But what is your handle on?
I'm getting it right now. I got it.
it's literally Anna's Game
It's
Land.
in the private. It's the one right there.
Yeah.
Uh, real quick, guys. I gotta bounce. I do have
You're
a couple
good.
of streams tomorrow to do, and it's been a horrible long week at work.
good.
Clifton, Anna, Wade,
you already followed me. Thank you. That's really nice.
Gary. Awesome to talk about Fallout. So anyway, tomorrow I'm gonna be on Nerdy Neo's stream. I think it's like 12:30 p.m. my time, Mountain Standard. We're gonna talk about gaming, and then of course I'll be on Adam the Renaissance Nerds.
Well, are you in Arizona? Because they're weird about mountain time.
Yes, they are. Wait, you're in Arizona?
I grew up in Phoenix.
I was born in Phoenix, dude. We'll talk behind the scenes. Shit.
I was born in Illinois, and I was part of that Illinois Arizona triangle, where it's really weird how many people go back and forth between those two states. Bizarre.
Anyways, what were you saying, Ryan?
No, it's fine. So we're gonna do Adam the Renaissance Nerd the Saturday night driving with Jed the Hollywood Scholar. We're doing the Hunt for Red October. I've never seen it.
Earlier in the year. It's a great film to talk about.
I've never seen it. It was like 1990, and I was like 4.
It was the last film I saw before I went in the Army.
All right, yeah. So much love to all of you. Much love to the chat. You guys are awesome. Seriously, you listen to me babble on about Fallout. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, I'm glad I know who you are and like you because I was going to say gay.
Well, I mean, see,
Nerd.
guys, have a great night. Seriously.
See you, buddy.
R2, do not blow me a kiss. What are you doing? Stop it. I'm leaving. R2's blowing kisses.
He's weird. I like him. All right, guys. It was great hanging out, man.
Thanks for dropping in, Gary. I just didn't know if it was you or if it was Martin. So that's why.
No, it's always me. It's always me. If we're doing a show, it'll sometimes be Martin, but only because we're in the same, in StreamYard. But most of the time, it's almost always me. 99.9% of the time, it's me. People go, "Is it Keith?" I'm like, Keith has never been on this account ever. No. It's too white for him. That dude's like deep, dark black, and on the inside, he's like, "Fuck them crackers."
I'll see you around, Gary.
All right, buddy. Everybody have a good night. Nice meeting you, Clifton. Nice meeting you, Anna.
Take care, man.
And for talking about the show, I really do like the show. I'm hoping to see season 2 because apparently they got greenlit.
Don't worry. Well, once it comes out, I will do a season 2 like tonight, but it'll be season 2.
All right, hit me up. All right, good night, guys.
Good night.
Take you later. Bye.
Good night.
Okay. Do you guys, before I do my spiel, do you guys got anything coming up?
Sleep.
Yes.
I mean,
6 a.m.
videos.
I mean, yeah, if I get to them, which I don't know, I have so much editing to do, so I don't know when. But Monday, Insert Culture with Anna, Brandon the Anime Guy, and Ronan66. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
You got
That's about
anything,
all.
Anna?
Same thing. Mondays, 11 p.m. BST. Whenever I say BST, it sounds like I'm saying like British sandwich Oh, that's because it's early in the morning and I'm getting hungry and I don't have any Doritos left.
Hey, can you guarantee me one thing? Don't eat. I don't want to hear about a cat.
Cat meat. Yeah. Cat meat. Come here. No. Yeah, so Mondays in the evenings with Clifton, like he said.
5
and
p.m. Central
There we
for
go.
the Americans.
For the is the
A better
American.
time zone. A better
No.
time
Our,
zone.
no, we're ahead of you. So we're better.
Whatever.
No, you whatever. And after that, Thursday's reality-based entertainment with Brian Roger at the Kenzo UK. And then we shall see what else we shall be doing. I don't know why
Hey,
I'm
are we
talking
still
about this.
on the 23rd?
Yeah, we're on.
Okay.
It's on the
I'll
23rd.
I thought I made it simple about tonight. I would, if it came across like it didn't make sense, that would be my. It was my day 2 of the craziness. But anyways,
That's fine. We're
So-
all in the wastelands. We're all high on Mentats. It's fine.
all right. So before we get out of here, not that one. Whoopsies, I'm gonna do the wrong one. Let's do the Inspiel. I don't know that I might do a certain Merle. I probably won't. I'll probably do. I know I said probably collectibles, but I don't know that I'll probably do that now because probably everybody's busy tomorrow night. So I'm gonna pivot and do. You know what? I can do this. Give me one more second to get one thing booted up. Okay. So what I can do is this is if you like what you're seeing and you subscribe to the channel, and you want to help out more, give the link is pinned in the comments.
Yes.
I have shirts, stickers, aprons, bags, cuddle toys. I mean plushies, basically, in my eyes. So there's that. I'll get a poster done some point. And
Yeah.
I'll probably sign it next year, assuming the world doesn't go to handbasket this year, the rest of the year, hopefully. I'll explain why next stream. I just have a headache. I'm trying to run through this quickly.
Everyone, thank you so very much for joining us and tuning in to our beacon, joining the settlement. I don't know what you're doing, whether you're farming the tomatoes or the gourds, or you're taking care of the loo,
Or just hammering around on sheet metal.
or yeah,
And if you want, if you besides Merc, obviously, here's plenty of other ways to help me out. Now, the thing is, like here, for example, you can do whatever amount you want. As soon as it gets here, it gets shipped to me. You don't have. It's all secret.
yeah.
So,
And
there's that.
and thank you so much, Wade, for having us on. It
And then
was great.
if I feel up to it tomorrow night, probably 8:00. It's either going to be 7 or 8. I don't know, but stay tuned to the Twitter. it'll probably be, I'm gonna cancel the collectible show for until next week. Probably next weekend. And I'll be over here tomorrow night at probably 7 or 8 Central Time. So, and it'll be the awaited, I can't talk, of course. It'll be the story of Timmy in the Fallout 4. So, come watch it. Follow the Twitch channel. And then eventually it'll be the restream will be on the gaming channel, which will be, hold on, getting there. I hate when you have a headache.
It was a great pleasure. I do need to get.
I'm almost done. I
Yeah,
just got to do this one last thing. I promise. I know it's late for those Europeans and the panelists. So here it'll be over here. And then if you can do me a favor, these are my other 2 channels. This is the randomness. And then this is the one we're on right now. So check these out. And that's it. And then let me find someone to raid. And let's go with, let's raid my dear friend. Where is it? There it is. If I can, stay focus. If you can do me a favor and do, if you're still here, check this person out.
Mhm.
And go to this link, type this in, and I will see you guys on the next panel or interview. Thanks for dropping by, and you have a good rest of your day or night. Bye.
Take
for now.
care, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.